Rock Life?
Yeah, it is. Holy shit. So we're here with FUR COAT Judy. Julie? Judy, I had it. I fucking had it right. FUR COAT Judy.
FUR COAT Julie.
Oh, motherfucker.
She's a
I had it
whore.
right the first time. Well, you looked at me and I'm like, oh. You looked at me.
You're talking to me.
FUR COAT Judy. Yes, sir. I got it right the first time for the record.
Hell yeah. Everyone gets the name wrong. Everyone says fur coat what? Lady in a fur coat? Fur coat Judy.
No, it's pretty easy to remember. Again, I mean, I remembered.
You got it. No, appreciate that. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, so what's the name of that song?
It's Layer Blues.
What?
Layer Blues.
Layer Blues. Yeah, dude, I like it.
Appreciate it.
I like that a lot.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, full disclosure, I've never fucking listened to you guys before that. I met you guys a couple times in the hallways in the studio, and you guys are always going hard, and it sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Yeah, seriously, that sounds fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
So let's go my left to right. What's going on? What's your name? What instrument?
I'm Max.
Yep.
I play guitar and I sing.
Nice.
I'm Joe. I play some funky bass lines.
I'm Richard, and I play the drums.
Nice. I was gonna guess you was a drummer.
Really?
Yeah, you look like my old drummer, Pat McKean. Shout out, Pat McKean.
Hell yeah, Pat. Good man, handsome man.
This man looks like a brother. You guys look related.
Really?
Yeah. Does he look like a McKean, Brian? He does, right? This guy right here, the one that looks like a McKean.
He's not with it.
Yeah, he's not. Brian's always busy doing producer stuff. He's a busy guy.
He's a sounds guy. He's not visual.
Shout out Brian Pilecchia, our producer.
Hey, guys.
Fucking
Hey, Brian.
Thank you.
wouldn't be happening right now without him.
I gotta
so
put a
thank
little,
you,
I
thank
need
you.
a sock. I need a fucking sock puppet.
Couple googly eyes. Yeah, fucking A.
So where did you guys record that?
We recorded it at New Alliance Studio in Somerville.
It sounds dope.
DeSchalt. Thank you.
He did an awesome job.
Fucking unbelievable.
Very fun to work with.
Yeah,
too.
shout out to Ethan.
Yeah.
He absolutely killed it.
Unbelievable producer.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You guys all sound really, just from like that clip, you guys all know what the hell you're doing for sure. Yeah, I love the timing.
I think it's Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was. He really helped us out a lot along the
did.
way, too.
It was-
He
it was
showed us a
our-
lot. Like, we learned a lot in that recording process. As
Yeah.
well. That was the first time I ever recorded. and
Yeah,
that
it was our first time
Same.
recording.
You're a
ever
fucking
anything
good
like
bass
that.
player, man.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm
Joe's a
terrible.
great
I have
bassist.
no idea how to play that instrument.
Yeah, you do.
does.
Yeah, you do.
He does.
Yeah, you do. You
Joe
guys,
can-
you guys are doing
undersell
your
it.
thing.
But,
Yeah,
thank
don't
you,
undersell
man.
yourself.
Joe's got the licks.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you.
Well, I mean, even like the timing and everything, the guitar playing, like the way you guys are just the way you guys are doing what you're doing. It sounds fucking awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
man.
much.
It just sounds fresh and like it sounds really good. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's
Appreciate
like
that.
honest, original sounding,
Hell yeah.
good shit.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how long you guys been doing this?
Oh man.
We're COVID band, right?
Yeah.
COVID
yeah, we
band.
started right after COVID.
So, like, I think in that summer, like around June, we got in here, and we got in the tiniest room in here. And, like, I mean,
Closet.
like, the three of us in a set and a couple amps barely fit, and we were there for, what, a year and a half?
Yeah.
And that's where we fleshed out, like, most of that. And then
Yeah.
we got on to the recording.
Yeah. So what? 3 or 4 years before that, Max was with a group playing out of Alston.
Yeah, Tony Bullets.
Yeah.
Played a couple times with us. So we
Yeah.
had played together a few times before starting this, but we never played with Joe.
Yeah,
sick,
and hopped
dude.
in.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
What? How many tracks are you guys? How many tracks did you guys record?
Recorded 10 tracks.
Yeah?
10 tracks there, yeah.
Nice.
So the first album will be 10 tracks. Probably put that out a few weeks from now.
Yeah, we're working on.
Working on-
It's coming soon though. We got
Yeah.
the got the art for it. We got everything's recorded. It's mastered. It's ready. We've been debating on when to release it, and it's just about that time.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like Kings of Leon.
Oh, I do.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That just came out of
I
left
haven't.
field.
I've never heard this one though.
Oh my
So
god.
close.
I can try to scoop it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's louder than normal.
It's all good.
Oh wow, Brian just
Yeah,
scooped
that was
them out.
amazing.
That was amazing.
It doesn't really translate to the final product as much as we worry about it.
Yeah. It's fun to talk about sometimes though. They're pretty good over there. They do a good job.
They hear a lot. You hear them a lot?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I hear him more than I'd like to hear him.
Yeah.
You have critiques for them. You see them after practice, and you say, "Hey, I'd like you to work on this and you to work on that."
For sure. For
Got
sure.
notes.
Yeah, they replaced their vocalist a while ago. I think that was because we critiqued them. like guys,
They-
guys,
Oh,
you're
man.
They didn't replace their vocalist.
yeah, I'm talking shit. Whatever. They suck. No, they're good. They're really good. I don't know all their names though. I know Pat, but you know, this isn't about Pat.
Was Pat in here?
Yeah.
Somebody introduced his name as Pat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shorter guy,
Oh, yeah,
slicked
yep.
back,
Yep.
gray hair.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a good dude. He actually owns a computer store in Hanson. CPU
No
guys.
Oh,
shit.
no way.
Where
Yeah.
the tech hi-fi is?
Yeah.
No fucking
Yeah.
way.
No
Does he do
way.
the records and shit there?
Oh no. You're talking about Strawberries.
Okay.
Yeah. He owns computer guys down Mike's House of
Mike's
Pizza.
House?
Yeah.
Oh no shit. Okay. No, exactly.
Yeah, they've been there forever.
I grew
now.
up like less than like I don't know, a quarter of a mile from there.
Yeah, so let's
right
talk
around the
about
corner.
that. Where did you grow up?
Hanson.
Nice.
Right.
Me too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where at?
Camp Kawani.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So I
Nice.
grew up in between Pat's place and Camp Kawani
On 58?
on 58.
Ah,
Yeah.
no shit.
Yep.
That's
yep. So
awesome.
Rosewood Drive.
Yeah.
A couple houses past so there's a new yellow house next to Rosewood.
Uh-huh.
Newer.
So
And
many
then,
drunken walks.
Yeah, I
by
have a
there.
funny story.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. let's
You're
hear it.
talking about the yellow house on the corner.
So that yellow, the
I got a
yellow
funny
house,
story
not
about
my
that.
house. The
Yeah,
house
yeah.
next to that,
Okay.
the red barn in the back.
Yeah.
That's my dad's house.
Oh, no shit.
So that's where I grew up. We got the
Oh, wow.
cranberry bogs out back. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's an awesome area.
It was
I've-
cool.
I've walked those bogs so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bogs are great. It's a busy spot to grow up, but
Mm.
I mean, luckily there's all that space behind you, and it never got filled in with houses or anything.
Dude, my best friend, one of my best friends, he's no longer with us. He, right across the street from there, he fucking he walked up on a dead body. There was a car accident down the street from his house years ago, and he walked up right across the street from there. And this kid had broken his
Oh,
neck
dude,
on the
yeah,
steering
that was
column.
diagonally across from my house.
It was, yeah, that's why.
Was he in a truck or something?
Yeah,
And flipped over.
Yeah,
In front of that little house.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. He grew up on Rosewood.
It was okay. Yeah.
That was Officer McCarthy's son.
Wow.
Yeah, really good kid.
Small world.
Yeah,
Small
I don't
world.
want to speak ill of the living father, but he was kind
Small,
of a prick of a
cruel
cop.
world.
He was a cop, and he was kind of a prick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember.
Shocker.
I remember. I was young. How long ago was that?
God, that was maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think it
less
was
than
more.
10.
I think
Was
it
it
was
more?
more than that.
It might have been.
It might have been like 15.
Yeah.
Honestly, 'cause
Okay.
I remember
I don't
it
doubt
happening,
that.
but I was kind of just naive about it all. You know. Like I knew
Yeah.
what happened, but I was just kind of like.
Dude, he called me. My friend Tim called me. He's like, dude, I just heard this really loud car accident, right? He's like, I'm gonna go check it out. And he hung up. Then he fucking called me back, and he's like, dude, this kid's dead. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm looking at this kid. He's dead.
Oh my god.
What
That's
the
terrible.
fuck,
That's
man?
awful, man.
That is awful. Oh,
Yeah.
is that popcorn?
Yeah, that was
Thank
terrible.
you.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much.
That's incredible.
He was a really good kid too. He just got
Wow.
out of the army. Well,
No
what
shit.
the fuck is going on? What are we fucking?
Spawning popcorn.
We're advertising butter
No, we're
me
not.
up popcorn.
They're not giving us
Why do you
money.
do that? We always talk about advertising. You're like, nope.
Are you advertising?
No.
Yeah, we are. This episode is brought to you by Butter Me Up Popcorn. Fucking gluten-free
That's
popcorn.
that's
There we
amazing.
go.
Pay up.
Some gluten-free
Oh yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah, pay up. Pay up. Fur Coat Judy.
Oh, that's
We're
what it
coming.
is.
Fur Coat Judy, he's got our email.
That's
I just
what it
emailed
is.
him. I know he has.
Yeah, those are Pinkertons.
I know sometimes somebody will bring in a random brand, like look, I'll be like, oh, this episode's brought to you by Liquid Death. And Brian will be like, no, the fuck we're not. And I'll be like, why not? I want free Liquid Death and Butter Me Up popcorn.
Just send him an
Yeah.
invoice.
Please send it to me.
Send him an invoice.
Yeah, man.
So I got to hear about this story, the yellow house. Was that
Yeah.
the one?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Car accident, or is it different?
Yeah, no, different story. Kind of the same family. Well, my friend Tim, his mother,
Okay.
used to date the dude that lived there.
Billy.
The landscaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who he is? He's dead now.
he's dead now.
Yes, he's dead now.
He's
so,
Billy though.
from what he's Billy.
Giant
And
barn.
From what I understand, coming from my friend's
He
mother.
did some time or something, right?
Oh yeah, he did time.
Okay.
Bro, have you ever seen the movie Blow?
Great movie.
No,
Great
but
movie.
Great
I can
fucking
guess what it's
movie.
about.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for sure.
Well, one of two things.
Yeah, it's about, sucking dick. No.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it
It's
leads
about
to.
dealing blowjobs. Yeah, no, it's a movie with Johnny Depp about George Young's life. George Young's from Weymouth. Coke. And but they started out dealing weed. George Young in real life, his partner was they called him Tuna. Billy was Tuna.
Oh, wow.
He was the real life Tuna.
No
and
way.
he moved to Hanson and started the landscaping company, which is funny because in that movie, he actually Johnny Depp alludes to the fact that like he lost touch with Tuna because he started mowing people's lawns.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
Billy. Yeah.
I did not know that.
So he used to be a
How'd I
gigantic
know?
weed dealer.
Damn.
And he did a lot of time.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. 'Cause
Yeah.
he built that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nice house.
It is. It's nice.
They did a lot of work after he passed away.
Yeah. So he doesn't still have family there.
I don't know.
No.
No.
I don't.
You
I don't,
probably know
I don't
better than I.
think so.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just like it was just him, but he had that in-law over there, and I don't know if he had anybody there close to him or whatever. But I think a younger family just moved in.
Yeah.
It's very different, and we had a little bit of a crazy household too, so he was totally fine with us. But the new family, a little
Not
bit
so
like,
much.
yeah, they're probably ready to put up a new fence or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's wild. I did not know that.
Yeah,
about
we used to
Billy.
hang out with him down at JJ's.
Yeah,
JJ,
oh, yeah.
we used to drink with him.
JJ's or JR's?
JJ's.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
before it burned
JJ's the
down.
one that
Double
burned
boot.
down. Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Under
Double
very
J
shady
Cafe.
circumstances.
Yes. Definitely
Yeah.
shady.
Didn't that burn down and then it was like they burned it down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that, and then they arrested the people that burned it down.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like all right.
Yeah, it was arson. It was arson the fuck up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that place, a lot of memories on JJ's pub. Rest in peace.
It was a cool place. That was a cool spot.
Ashes. Yeah, it
Really
was
cool.
a cool spot. So how old are you? How old are you guys?
28.
28. Yeah.
27.
Yeah,
Right around
same, all the same. And
Yeah.
you grew up in Hanson,
Whitman.
Whitman.
All went to high school together.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all went to high school.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Hanson as
Yeah,
well.
you did.
With
Oh,
him.
yeah.
We
Cool.
were good
All
friends
Whitman
our whole
Hanson
life.
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Yes, sir.
It's
A lot
awesome.
of fucking talent comes out of Whitman Hanson, man.
Yeah.
They had a really good music department. That's like where I
Yeah.
started with all of it. Like I was a tuba player before anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joe plays everything. He can
Yeah.
literally pick up any
Just pick it.
instrument. Give him a week, he can play it.
Nice, man.
It's fun.
No way.
Appreciate that.
Is that the fucking 2 cups lizard
It
guy?
sounded like no way, no how.
Yeah.
Not my chair, not my problem.
Yeah. Walk me to the fucking walkway. Fuck you. Dude, I love it.
It's
Brian's
awesome.
getting down on his soundboard. That means it's gonna be a good night.
Fuck
Brian.
yeah, right.
He's ready.
That's fantastic. Have you guys done any shows?
It's been a while.
Been a minute.
Having a minute. What? Probably a year. We had.
Last show was the
Show,
C-Note. Like
C-Note,
a little
yeah.
over a year ago.
Oh, nice.
Tino.
Nice, man.
December. Yeah.
About a year and a half
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Year
Probably
and 7
sounded
months.
great there.
The
Yeah.
sound was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, funny story though.
Shout out Greg Campia.
Oh,
Let's tell the
God.
story on that one.
Was that
Nothing
was
crazy,
That was
but-
for the kids, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Show
that
for
was
the
kids.
kids.
Yeah, we showed up there to play the show, and it was just high schoolers. It was like a high schoolers night out, and then us,
Which shouldn't be
20s
allowed.
having
Shouldn't
some
be allowed
older men
at a
playing
bar.
with kids.
Yeah.
All their parents were there watching them play, and then we get up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a riot.
Speedo.
It was
Yeah.
Ah,
building-
you really? You guys are like in speedos?
We do.
He had these like it was a Gito. It was,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
jeans,
jeans-
and it was
jeans
like
cut
a
up.
Speedo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Solid for the kids.
Well, it was billed as like
It's
a
all
new
about the
band
show.
showcase. And then we get in there, we start loading up, and we're like, okay, they cannot absolutely not drink. And then we start seeing like the parents come in, and then they all start loading in like minivans to leave at like 10.
Dude, it was bizarre.
Yeah, it was a really weird.
bizarre,
That was a
man,
really
dog.
weird night.
Like you smoke a joint out front, and you walk inside, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that would be weird.
It's
Yeah.
weird. You're like, I don't even
Different
want to go
world.
enjoy this music right now.
Wait, what
Feels
was
wrong.
it? Like, what? There's high schools at the C Note?
It was just
Weird.
whoever put the show together,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
It was like,
I
bring
don't-
your kids.
Pretty
It's
much.
fucking very odd.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we got a
Very
show
odd.
for you. Play last at this.
Yeah, and a
Special
couple,
show.
a couple of the bands.
Yeah, no, you guys will kill it.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Some of those
unexpected.
kids were good.
So
Some of
now we vet our shows.
those-
Yeah, you kind of got to do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I did not used to do that. We used to just say yes to everything.
Yep.
And I guess, I mean, sometimes bands, they're in a position where they can't say no, like, I guess. But
Or, what's it worth to say no?
yeah, right,
Go
exactly.
play and
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's so much easier to say yes, but then
Right.
after you do enough of them,
It's a
you're
lot of
like-
work.
Yeah, it is
So
a lot of work.
Like, it's easier and probably more productive to just come play here.
yeah.
Play a set.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. Like,
Yeah.
when it's not worth it, come here and practice and play a set.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's a show, and don't go through all that headache and bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with experience, I mean, experience is the one thing that like substitutes for being able to look in the future, because like sometimes when you talk to certain like club bookers or whatever, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You know, just through experience, and you're like, I think we're good. I don't think I want to drive to Rhode Island and play in front of 3 people, but thank you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I think
right.
starting off, you really need that. I think you really
You
need
do
that
need
starting
that.
off.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
important
Yep.
to know you love to do it, because most shows you play, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely,
That's
man.
fair.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Starting over, you know, if you have a following, then you lose it, or you have a following, start a new band, you're at square one again.
Yeah.
So you gotta love it. You gotta really love it.
1000%, man. And and you guys are getting like in your later 20s too. Like you're not doing it at this point because you don't love it. You're doing it because you love it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only reason to do it.
Well, we started when we were like 24 too, so it's exactly that. Like
Right,
kind of in
yeah.
that younger mindset. Now we're like a little bit older, a little bit smarter. You change your ways. Like,
Yeah.
Like growing up, like you take life more seriously, and so yeah, finding like this to work as a puzzle piece in your life does get to be more difficult for
Yeah,
sure.
It's been
Yeah.
cool though.
But it's also more of an opportunity to do better
Yeah.
in a shorter amount of time, almost.
Yeah,
you get-
1000%.
You get more efficient. We've
Yeah.
definitely become more efficient with how we operate.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just
Well,
your
having time for each other is just a blessing in itself. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Amen.
True.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. And like in the last 4 years, that is a very interesting time to have formed a band, because I mean,
Yeah.
starting with COVID, God bless you. That's fucking awesome that you guys started during COVID, because a lot of bands we saw like break up. But then
Yeah.
a lot of bands is like they just, you know, a lot of bands we saw stuck it through, which is great. But yeah, I mean that ended a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that's when you started.
Yeah. Well, again,
So let's talk about
opportunities.
that. Are you guys vaccinated? Were you guys just like, nah,
Unfortunately.
we're gonna hang out?
Unfortunately.
You're vaccinated?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you guys?
Fuck it.
I got the
Stupid.
first. I never did the booster.
Yeah. You know what's funny
Yeah.
actually? So I got the first, and
Okay.
when I went to get the second, I went to get the second at like a freaking Shaw's, you know, in the middle of like the produce section,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
little
yeah.
tent.
Hey, I'm not
And-
judging anybody for being
Oh, no, no.
vaccinated, by the way.
It's all good if you do.
But
Yeah.
like
You should.
You liar.
Fucking
know,
retards.
it's just like that's not like a registered dude to stick like a needle in your arm. That's like that person is also scanning through like
Yeah.
potatoes.
Sure.
And-
oh, really?
Well, I mean, I don't
were
know.
they, like-
Shaw's?
that
Where
is
the
next to the guy
the fuck do
scanning
you
the
mean?
shoe.
Were you like
No,
going
I-
through the
it
regular
was in a sh-
line?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
kind of.
okay,
It was
yeah.
just in like the pharmacy section of a Shaw's.
Sure,
But,
sure.
So I sit down at the thing. They put me in the little tent that's just in the middle of the frickin' produce section, basically. And the guy comes
The
over.
fucking store clerk
No,
with
he-
Down syndrome comes over with a fucking giant needle.
No, he's he's the one dude authorized to do this in the entire place, so he's stretched fucking thin. You can just tell he's like
Yeah.
already coming in sweating. His hair's fucked up.
Oh, wow.
And he puts the card down on the table, and then like puts down like the set of needles and shit. And then he's like, all right, I'll be back in a minute. And he just left.
Oh shit!
Fucking out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, I actually didn't get that. So I
Yeah.
fucking took that
So
card.
like he literally
Took the
didn't
card?
come back.
Yeah, I
Good
just took
move.
the card.
Solid.
Why not?
Yeah.
He has other appointments, man.
That's
He's a busy
awesome.
guy.
Shit to do.
Wow. So you took the card.
Yeah, I was just sitting there.
Fuck yeah, he probably did that on purpose, man.
Hopefully,
I think
hope.
you might be right.
Yeah.
I think he was maybe just kind of like.
Well,
Dude,
he
doing
came over
yourself.
like 3 times. It was like a 15, 20-minute thing. Like, he came over the first time, introduced himself, came over the second time, left the shit. I was like, well, how long is he going to be gone? So
The guy before you came in with like a third eye, and he was looking at you like, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this
Maybe.
card here.
He was expecting a 5 to be where the card was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was a wild time. That
Yeah,
was
for
wild.
sure, for sure. I don't blame people for getting the vaccine. I you know, when it happened. I just I've put a lot of horrible shit on my body, and then when I was told I had to do something,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
weird.
I worked for a guy for a little while in military, and I remember him saying that. He was probably in the military 20 plus years ago. And I asked him, I was like, "Are you gonna get the vaccination?" He's like, "Fuck no. I've already been pumped with hundreds of vaccines."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not doing another one. I'm not doing another one." Yeah. But it was a fair point.
Yeah,
it's
for
a good,
sure.
It's a good point. And it's just interesting. You look back now, and lots of shit's happened. It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay.
A lot of people know a lot of people that were vaccine injured.
Yeah.
I know multiple.
Yeah.
Lost my brother. That
Really?
sucked. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no,
It's
thank
fucking
you,
awful.
thanks. Yeah, it was wild. The whole thing was wild, and he knew it too. And he was actually in the army. And I've told this story a million times on the podcast, so I'll just keep it short. Like, he knew what was going on. He was going through a divorce. He had a lot of shit going on, and he just wanted him. And he's always there for his kids. He just wanted to make sure that he could, fucking pay child support and do what he has to do. And he had a, he would lose his job if he didn't get the vaccine.
Yeah.
And he told me flat out he had cancer before, and he was in remission. And it went away. It was gone. And he goes, "Hey, dude, if my cancer returns," he's like, "because this is what's fucking happening. Like, people in remission should not be getting this." He's like, "But I gotta fucking, I gotta support my kids." He's like, "And if I fucking get it, like, quickly
he was
afterwards,
weighing it
it's
out.
from the vaccine." And,
Yeah, wow.
just know that. I'm like, all right. And within 2 weeks of him getting it, after being in remission for, like, almost a year, he had lumps in, like, all parts of his body that he never even had lumps. Yeah. They're calling it turbo cancer now.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like, it's such a common thing now where they call it turbo cancer. People who had cancer went into remission, got the vaccine, and it just fucking came roaring back.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's awful, man.
Yeah, I watched him wither away. He looked like a fucking Holocaust victim. It sucked.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but it's not even just him, man. Like, I know another girl who got turbo cancer too. She was in remission, and she had been talking to me in my DMs, and she died like weeks right after I fucking talked to her. Yeah, and then I know a couple of people who had strokes and some heart attacks. I'm not trying to freak anybody out.
No, it's fucking,
it's
it's
fine,
crazy
yeah.
That's
what
life.
it does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know of one person who just out of the blue, super healthy, and I'm not even sure how I feel about it all, but I know this story is, I know what I know about the story, and this person is very healthy, very active, very fit, and not that long after all of that, got the vaccination, and very shortly, breathing problems. Nobody could figure out what it was, whether or not they actually could or they couldn't, but nobody knew what it was. And it's definitely gotten worse and worse over time.
Yeah.
And it's not getting better. And it's just kind of like, and I don't know everything, so, I'll stop there. But speculation, like, from the outside, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, for sure. And that's a good thing. Like, everybody should be asking questions. Nobody should be made out to be crazy because they're asking questions.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
About anything.
Right, yeah, about anything. Even
Yeah.
about, like, the fucking assassination thing with Trump.
Even about
No.
Russian collusion.
I got a lot of questions about that shit, man.
Even about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Don't ask about that dude. He was on Epstein Island, by the way.
What, Christian Bale?
No, Bruce Wayne.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
Christian
Who do you
Bale?
think bought Epstein's Island?
I heard who bought Epstein's Island, actually.
Someone did?
Yeah, somebody did buy it.
It was probably on discount.
I would hope
It was
so.
the
good
landlord
deal.
of this building.
Yeah, oh god. If anything, it would have been the landlord of the old Priority, Gary Fisher.
Yeah,
in
out-
Hanson.
if these
Holy
windows
shit.
were open, you'd just see ocean and island right outside.
We got drugged and the whole building ended up in fucking the middle of the ocean.
Fuck.
All right.
Ellen DeGeneres is our valet. The
Yeah.
studio
It's a bad
valet,
ride.
The equipment valet.
Oprah's fucking walking around with kids beating hearts in her hands.
Oprah's not here. She's in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
She's like asking for money because Hawaii.
Because she
Oprah's
doesn't
asking
have
for
any
money?
friends with money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like
know.
the whole.
Her and the- her
She
and the
doesn't have her
Rock.
own television channel.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah. They're raising money for the Hawaii people who only got like $700 from
From the
are
government.
getting their fucking shit lasered off the planet.
Yeah, whatever the fuck happened.
You guys got to get volcano insurance. All right, we got volcano insurance. Here's your payout.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude, that was insane.
Yeah.
The insurance companies still haven't fucking responded to any of their claims. There's like a couple books about it now.
Hey, if you were an insurance company, would you?
Nope, I was just gonna say that. I would take my briefcase and
Dude, you're
fucking
sitting on your
run.
boat. Fuck that.
Oh yeah.
I'm in international waters, dude.
Yeah.
Fair.
Can't
Fuck
touch
that.
me, you fucking losers.
It's unfortunately how it is now. You know?
Yeah.
Just make the money, fuck the people.
Yeah, dude. It's bureaucracy and fucking special interest group that run the whole country.
So fast paced. Everybody's so
Yeah.
fast paced that it's easier for people to just fuck people
Absolutely.
because it's not even worth. There's like a fine line people are playing where they do things where they can fuck you enough
Yeah.
that they make out from it, but it's not worth it for you to fight it.
Yeah.
And more like up the chain, it's harder and it's like
That's such
more
a good way to
intense.
put it,
It's more
honestly.
intense up the chain. The more money you have, the more capable you are to fuck someone enough where you make out and they can't afford to fight it.
1000%, man. That's why we're here, because we've never fucked anybody. We're suffering. We're gonna start slitting throats.
I'm gonna step outside.
I'm gonna start with the band next door.
Okay.
I love them. I love those guys.
no,
but
no.
Let's step on their necks and make money somehow.
No, guys, it is a class war. Yes, but you don't go
Sure.
after your neighbors.
No, of course not. Brian, I'm not
Unless
condoning
they're
murdering
rich.
our friends next door.
You were just talking about going over there and slaughtering them while laughing.
Yeah, of course I was. Why wouldn't I talk about murdering Pat in his sleep? I love him.
Okay.
I just gotta go out to that
Get
one
the
house.
sock puppet.
Just gotta go up to that one house on 105. You know, the one like set way out in the field that used to be owned by like the Tedeschi family.
Yeah.
Wait, wait,
yeah.
wait.
Dude,
I know
just
what
look
you're
like
talking
children of the corn.
In
out there, just
Halifax?
about.
Middleborough?
Middleborough. No, it's Halifax, Middleborough. It might be Halifax.
Halifax,
The big
Middleborough
stretch
line.
of road that everybody fucking crashes on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. They say, let's go down here.
It's
It's
a
a nice
scene out
drive.
of a movie. Just there's the rich people. Ah.
Eat their brains.
That house is wild.
That house is
So
fucking
that's
nuts.
that used to be the Tedeschi's.
I
Yeah.
thought it was Cumberland Farms, so
shit.
maybe it is Tedeschi's.
Yeah, it was the Tedeschi
Okay.
family. They sold Tedeschi to Cumberland Farms.
Oh,
but
alright,
yeah.
no shit. Okay.
The thing is, like a freaking
She's
observatory. You
playing
see like a
with
giant
Derek.
telescope and shit.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, they have amazing properties.
She's playing with Derek Trucks.
What, Susan?
You know,
No shit.
they're married.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No shit.
Her name is Susan Tedeschi Trucks.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
That's kind of perfect.
Yeah,
is
it
a
kind
cool-
of
Dope
is.
as
Yeah.
fuck.
It's a cool last
Tedeschi
name.
Trucks is her last
Yeah,
name.
That's
amazing.
right. Yeah, it is.
That's perfect.
We should start a company called that and then buy
Tedeschi
the
Trucks?
copyright. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should
And
trademark
make her
it.
change her name.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying, fucking AI is already taking the idea.
Sure, I don't care about AI. I'll copyright AI.
They've already made it a movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they did.
It's already doing great in Japan.
Wait, R.I.P.D. That was a great movie.
That's not. I worked on that movie.
I know.
No, that's not the movie though. Dude, well, I partied at one of the Tedeschi's houses in Marshfield because I worked on a Steve Carell movie called The Way Way Back. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, that was a good movie.
Dude, I'm in
Yeah.
the credits of that.
That was
movie.
like a drama.
way.
Yeah.
Dude, it is a good movie. And fucking what's his name? Sam.
Wasn't he banging like some kid's mom and he wasn't happy about it? But like the kid had to get along with him for a summer.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. I
yeah.
had it right.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
would you do on the movie?
I was a production assistant.
Hell yeah.
But I did
dope.
other things that I wasn't supposed to do because I was working for a certain union that I won't name. Yeah, I did a lot of shit on that movie, but yeah, it was fun. But the Tedeschi house that we did the rap party at was fucking dope. It was in Marshfield. It was right on the ocean. It had a pool overlooking the
Hills?
ocean. No,
Like
it
right
was.
before Situate. Called that right?
No, it was on. It was off of Bay Ave in Marshfield. It's right on the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pool overlooking it, and they had a hot tub there. They had a separate like party house next to the house. It was like a function hall.
Yeah.
And you'd never know it was there unless you like went into their property. It was dope.
Marshfield's cool.
Yeah, Marshfield is cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
A
No,
lot
it's
of fun.
not.
A lot of fun happens in Marshall State.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed
Yeah.
much too. Like you go to Hanover, it's like Hanover 10 years ago was a completely different place
Yeah,
from what it is now. But
for
Marshfield
sure.
kind of stays the same. Same thing with Duxbury. They don't do a lot of building,
Yeah.
but yeah, it does stay nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what else they don't have in those areas? 5G towers.
Money.
I've noticed that, dude. In all like the wealthy neighborhoods over there, they don't have 5G towers. You won't get cell reception there. I have a theory behind that.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I think 5G towers. I think the 5G technology does in fact affect us on a molecular level. I think there's something there, and I know a lot of people call that shit crazy, but I don't know. I follow this nutritionist called Dr. Thomas Cowan.
Okay.
That's his name. And he talks a lot about that stuff, and he works with a lot of athletes and talks about like the rising injury rate in professional sports and how it's related to their Apple Watches and their smartphones and all the shit. People call him crazy, but again, he works with athletes. I take him seriously.
Couldn't just to kind of
So-
offer an opposing view.
Sure.
Couldn't that be potentially from the way that we're farming and the way that we're eating?
Yeah,
know,
why
like-
not? I
like-
mean, yeah, there's that. I mean, there's metal particulates in all of that food that we're eating
there's
now.
plastics, there's metal. We're feeding animals shit because we gotta pump more out.
But what
Just-
does metal work with? Like, when
Okay,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
EMF, like electromagnetic
True.
frequencies, right?
Fair. So it's in your blood. It's-
Aluminum,
Yeah.
which is a big thing that's in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Iron is, you
Iron.
know, in your fucking blood a big time, by the way.
metals is honestly a lot more natural though. Like when you think of, like even like that's why I actually like have metal water bottle versus plastic because like the way microplastics work and
Yeah.
stuff.
Copper.
Yeah, like phthalates and all that shit.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like up until 50 years ago, we never stored food in plastic or anything like that. And the way that like people like with Tupperware, people will let something sit in a Tupperware for 2 or 3 days,
Yeah.
or like in their car, let it get hot, cold, and stuff like that. The way that that actually does penetrate through,
Yeah.
like it does have an effect on you to some degree.
Yeah.
And it's like when you really look at like how food is organized in our country, you actually go up that line, it's like only like 2 or 3 companies own like all dairy distribution, stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's like, well, fuck you.
Dude, Bill Gates owns most of the farming land now.
Doesn't shock me. Dude, I own all the land that produces their food. Like, what do you mean? That's the definition of power.
He's talking
You know?
about spraying metal particulates into the sky to reflect the sun to control global warming.
I mean, look at Dubai though. They make it rain. They have,
yeah,
they have a-
look at Dubai.
yeah.
They just had
1000%.
that fucking flood.
Yeah,
that
they had a fuck up, and they're like, dude,
ruined
it's raining,
everything.
dude.
Boy, do they make it rain.
Like,
But there was a big conspiracy
Now-
theory about that going
So-
around.
Yeah.
What is this?
So there was like a huge flood in Dubai a couple months ago,
And it was geoengineered.
and they think that it was geoengineered because the UAE, like knowingly and openly controls their weather, like
How the fuck did I do that?
some spraying shit in the air. I guess I'm not too sure. I don't want to say, but
It probably
they do
started with
something.
cloud seeding.
Mhm.
no,
Like-
it's a known thing. Like, you can look it up. It's like a
There's
proper
several
thing that they
patents.
fucking
There's
do.
patents.
I mean, it's just what they do
Patents.
now.
There's patents going back to like 1970.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really wild. It's really wild that like
Where do you think all the money goes? Taxes?
Not good.
Space? You think it goes to the roads?
Not judging by my ride over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking
right.
A.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. My shocks are dead. They have been for like 2 years.
And no point in fixing them now.
I know. Well, you can fix them, and then you can deal with the frame rot. That's how it works here, dude.
yeah, that's
Fucking
true.
time. That's the thing too. It's like like around here is also such a competitive place that it kind of forces you. You have to like fight to the bone. Where it's like
I'm done. I'm done with that.
right.
Exactly what you're talking
A
about.
little bit. Like you can go to. I mean, you go up to Maine, say, and just live like a simpler life almost. I mean, yeah, you make less money, stuff like that, but
It's
it'll
the
be
places that have less money where people have more time, and we're in a place that's vice versa.
exactly that.
You know.
Like I mean, here, what New York, now parts of Florida, like people act like Florida is what it was, but it's turning into mass transplants. You know,
Yeah, it's always been
How so?
Oh, so many people from up here are just moving down there. They see the
Oh,
cheaper
right.
rates. They
Yeah.
they see the amount of work and stuff, and it's going on now. Good
Yeah.
because they still have the
Nashville, too.
room.
Can
Yeah.
can I just
Oh,
say there?
Nashville, Texas.
Yeah.
The way
Austin.
Austin's blown up. I mean,
Austin
that's
has
not going to
blown up.
hold.
Yeah,
Everybody's
right.
going their separate ways.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Get it?
smaller.
Get it?
Yep.
It's a smaller. It's a smaller world. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's less scary to move because you can still talk to every, and especially if you're around here and busy like you're talking about. Like, if you're that busy,
Still
how
alive.
often are you seeing people anyways? So, if you just go away and keep in touch.
You're going to see them. Yeah. I mean,
See 'em- no, it's interesting because we actually have a couple of friends who they're moving to Colorado.
Hell yeah.
And they're really cool. We enjoy being with them, but we realistically we see them 2 to 4 times a year, and it's a great time. And you hear they're moving to Colorado, and it's like, oh damn, but we're gonna see them the same amount because they're gonna come home,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk to them the same amount because it takes 2 seconds to talk to somebody. So it's just a different world. Yeah,
Yeah, 1,000%.
yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
We're living in a very different world, a brave new world.
Well, it sucks because, like, at this age, too, like, us being, like, 28, it's like you kind of forced with the decision, do I hang around with my family, you know, and try to make something here and,
Yeah.
you know, live in that, like, be that competitive, or do you go somewhere else and look for more opportunity? Because that's what this country is kind of all about
Yeah.
at the same time, too.
It depends on your. I don't think it's worth it if you don't like the competitiveness. Like if it's gonna kill you, like just don't. What's
That's
the
the
point?
I think I
If you
need
want to
it.
some people-
visit your fucking the place where you live
Yeah,
because
that's what
you
it feels like.
live at work, then fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right.
Everyone that I hear that moves has so much pride from being here, but is also so happy that they left. It's such like a, like, dude, I wouldn't be. I'm so happy I grew up there, but goddamn it, like this, and this.
Well,
It's
that's my theory is that that's on purpose because if you price everybody out, that's in the lower middle class or whatever, then they'll leave, and then what do you have left over is the mass product of a sanctuary city, if you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
You're basically just.
And they'll work for less.
You're pre-qualifying your residents. It's a business.
Yeah, it's definitely a
It's
business.
it's actually it looks kind of like human trafficking. I don't know.
Yeah, in a
no.
way it is. Yeah, for sure.
well, it's also funny how like the
What's in that vape? Is it weed?
Yeah.
like the hip new place around here was the shitty
It's
old
mushrooms.
place.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for hitting purposes, but thank you.
It's a colorful, handsome-looking thing. I love those colors, yellow and blue.
It's got like concentration juice or fucking something.
Can I hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to that
thanks,
camp.
Brian.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I think you just skipped a moment. Hold on.
Hey, you're talking about something. You're talking about something that didn't exist
Talking
in
about-
the Encyclopedia Britannica 1950.
Wow.
Are you talking about Auschwitz or Camp Kwani?
Yeah, no, it was a
Basically
great
the same.
Yeah?
I think we're good. Thank you. Thank you.
What camp did you go
Great.
to?
Now
That
I got
was
all your
him.
details.
Oh, that was you.
That was not
Oh,
me.
what camp did you go to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. Oh, you were joking.
Yeah. Didn't go to concentration camp.
Well, I would assume not.
Well, any camp is.
Actually, no, I did go to
any
Boy Scout camp.
You look
I had
well
I had a
fed.
great time at Boy Scout camp, so I got to say that.
All
That
right.
was the fucking
Where'd you go
best.
to Boy Scout camp?
At
Where
Camp
you-
Yagug in Rhode Island.
And you were concentrating on honing your Boy Scout skills.
Oh, yes,
Every
absolutely.
camp can be a concentration camp
Yes.
if you
Oh my
focus.
Concentrating on shooting
Sure can.
22s.
How far did you go?
All the way.
Yeah, you Eagle
Yeah,
Scout?
Eagle,
Oh,
yeah.
no shit.
Yeah, my project was actually across the street at the train station. Behind there, there's like the stone thing.
Yes.
And when I did it, it was like all decrepit and like overgrown, so we cut it all down, and I got terrible poison ivy. But yeah, I got eagle for that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I went all the way at
was a
summer
good-
camp too.
No shit.
No.
Honestly,
No.
I love that. Like,
Yeah.
like
You-
Boy Scouts was such a good time growing up. Like, especially
You went all the
around
way with
here.
a counselor,
Yeah,
didn't you?
that's what I was
Well, all that stuff did come out. Actually, it's funny because I was a Boy Scout in this town, and not my troop. not my troop, but the other troop in our town did have a sexual assault case.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
Like a grooming one. It was bad.
Really? What town?
bad.
What town?
Here.
Oh, Whitman?
Yeah.
There was a Whitman
Kid was in our grade.
groomer and fucking Boy Scouts
yeah, I think I know what you're
molesting
talking
people.
Yeah.
We don't have to dox them or anything.
Yeah, no,
Who's the guy that molested him? Can we dox the
They're
molester?
already
It was a bad time.
doxed, but we
It was a
won't.
bad time.
Can we talk about the molester? What's his fucking name?
I think his name was Matt.
Matt.
Yeah.
The molester.
Matt the molester, yeah.
It's gonna
It's
ring
fucking
to
checking
me.
with you. I don't know. It was a
molester
while ago.
Matt.
But yeah, no, I just remember seeing like Whitman man like accused of like grooming like
Fucking
children.
Maldy Matt.
Whitman man.
He was
Matt
like
molester.
posing as like a middle school girl trying to get nudes from boys
Oh,
and then
so-
extorting them. It was
Christ.
fucked.
Really?
That's the
Yeah.
way to do it, I guess.
Matthew, you sick fuck.
Yeah,
So you
Fuck
guys should totally write a song about that.
Yeah,
We
you
could.
should.
Oh,
Holy
Matt.
shit.
You
Holy
didn't listen
shit.
to all three.
Fur coat
this
Judy.
thing's not cool. Don't do that.
Fur coat Judy writing about molester Matt. Matt the
Cautionary
molester.
tales.
Fucking.
Yeah, but
Honestly, wouldn't be that far off.
no, you could have the dark ass lyrics and fucking make it sound however you want. You know what I mean?
Dark.
Like
We'd make it sound.
Coheed.
Bubblegum
but
pop.
Is
less
the,
confusing.
is the kid he did it to? Is he like okay? Is he
Kid he did
alive?
Kids.
Kids. Oh boy.
That was like an online thing. I don't fucking know. I
Jesus
just saw the headlines. I'm
Christ.
like, shit, that was in my town, and that was not my troop. It was the other
You know what
troop.
though? It's not even just
So
in your
that's not
town.
me.
It's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
It's not
fucking
him.
everywhere.
Yeah.
That happens everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
I
fucking
tried.
wild.
I tried steering the boat out of Kitty Town, but I mean,
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, I thought you were talking from the vantage point of a predator. I thought
It's
you
a-
were-
it's a
I
big
tried
boat.
to fucking get away, but I couldn't.
and
I just couldn't.
scene.
It's
My
a big.
life.
It's a big boat. It takes a while.
Yeah.
I geared up. I joined the Boy Scouts. And I started grooming those little
Well,
shits.
first off, I wasn't the one that brought up Epstein's Island.
Hey, that's true. That was you, Bry guy.
I'm not. I don't exist. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh,
he's off camera.
sudden.
Who are you guys talking
Camera.
to?
That's why he's doing all this shit.
Who, me?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even know why I got brought up.
What, Epstein's Island? Because
We
you're
don't-
like very conspiratorial minded, and you came into your thoughts and you spit it out.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory? You're a big conspiracy theory guy?
Oh, yeah, we both are.
Oh,
What,
fuck,
what,
that's
you know what,
terrible.
Brian? That's a
Terrible.
good question though. What are you most like? What captivates your conspiratorial fucking loins?
Fucking.
What got you into conspiracy theories?
You're breaking his head right now.
There had to be something that,
I am sick of being lied to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the lie that was told to you that really opened your eyes? I only ask because I can tell you mine right off the bat. I was just thinking like you would probably have
Yeah,
like a
but
very
I
particular.
didn't come around to that until a fucking while, until after that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it?
It was probably just like noticing what happened to my paycheck, and then looking into that, and then just like
While
fucking-
serving?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay,
When I was like,
before that.
yeah, probably like my early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why are they taking my money? Where is it going? What are they doing? How did this start?
It's going
And
to
then
bullshit.
I kind of like studied that.
Yeah. Well, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, aliens are woo woo, whatever.
What about you fellas? What about fucking Fur Coat Judy? What captivates you guys in the conspiratorial realm?
Well, 9/11's a classic.
Aliens are fifth dimensional, by the way.
Aliens got really broad over time, where it's just
Yeah, they
generally
did.
accepted.
Dude, I think most of
You
that
know,
shit's our shit.
that's government
I think
aliens,
it's government
though.
fucking, yeah.
Well, they just keep kind of dropping like nuggets, like
Yeah.
it's real, but they won't like be like it's real, you
Yeah,
know, or
right,
just
right,
like
right.
giving you enough, like
Well, if
giving
they
us enough
say-
to bite on.
If
too.
they
Yeah.
if they're adamant on it not being real, then it's like okay, so it's you.
I think it's our technology. I think it's shit that we're doing in Black Ops sites.
Yeah, it's like 20 years ahead of what the public knows of, right?
Absolutely.
Hasn't it been that way for a while?
Absolutely.
It was
gotta be.
publicly released
Yeah.
a couple years ago that the CIA or something was going to resurrect their woolly mammoths. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
Oh,
yeah,
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 yeah.
That was a little, like
I think
a
that's
year and
been
a
on the
half ago.
back burner long enough.
No,
that
they've
could
been
show us
doing
where
that.
they're at.
Yeah, they have been doing that. Yeah.
I want
No,
to
Show us the farm.
Bro,
No,
they were
not only
cloning-
that, they picked a spot in like northern Siberia as like the site for like a herd of them to like they're gonna cross.
Overlooking the real North Pole. That's like actually a mountain with like 4 rivers and a fucking big magnetic rock in the middle.
Yeah, dude. Then they got mammoths now, and they're probably gonna charge like $2,000 a head. You want to see some mammoths at the North Pole?
So it's the new rich people going to space.
Well, I mean, going to the bottom of the ocean didn't really work.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we
That
should
was
keep
a
trying.
riot.
We
That
should
was-
I
keep
thought it
trying.
worked for
Try it.
entertainment purposes.
Let's do that every year.
I know sometimes God throws you one.
But
right?
then again, that's a good way.
Yeah,
if
for
that's
sure.
a good way for
Keep
people.
you biting.
That's a good way to, you know.
God's like, look at this prick.
I'm not saying anybody would fake their death ever, but like, imagine.
Well,
if
there's definitely people that have faked their death.
in a submarine. Like,
No, I don't think they
bye.
faked
That would be a tough one.
No, I think they got crushed.
You don't think with remote control nowadays and like, you know, Hollywood?
Yeah, I think it'd be easy. I think it'd be the easiest way to do it.
to
I don't
fake
know,
your
I think
death?
Couple
that's just-
dummies in a fucking tin can.
Oh, yeah, no,
remote
that's
control,
true.
push
That's
it
just
down.
so much
I'm not
extra
going to look
work.
for it. Are
That's
you?
like-
Like, you gotta buy a submarine.
Where
So,
do you
but
think
wait-
your taxes go to?
Well, wait a minute.
Just go to like
your-
the hood and just be like, hey man, just fucking make it look like I'm fucking dead. Just blow, like take the
Yeah.
car, just fucking chuck it in the river, like
Yeah.
just I'm gone forever. Just hey, take it, please. Gone.
The government has their hand on the hood all the time, for sure. I mean, they were
Yeah.
like, our government's
drop it.
responsible for pumping drugs into the hood and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
everything that you see,
Yeah.
pop culture, and
I know the crystal meth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, heroin, crack. I mean, way back in the '80s
All
with
of
the
it.
crack epidemic and the Iran-Contra scandal, like that was all fucking our government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Handed
The way
it
it's
right over.
classified is so
Yeah.
stupid too. Like where it's like crack, but then cocaine.
Yeah.
They're tried differently, and one's looked upon way worse. But then it's like
What do
exactly
you mean
that.
worse?
Yeah. Money.
Well-
it's money.
Exactly that. I mean, coke is just a rich man's drug, where
Yeah.
crack is a poor man's drug, and the poor man gets the boot.
Yeah, it's big.
yeah,
poor
poor
most of
man.
the
Yeah,
time.
poor kids can't. They can't.
Not
afford
condoning
Coke.
crack.
No,
Not
not
condoning
condoning any
crack.
of it.
I
but
am.
Fur coat Judy does not condone crack. Put that out
We
there.
do.
We do. Oh,
We do.
We do. We
You
do.
can check out
This
my
episode's
reviews.
brought to you by crack cocaine.
Check
For
out my
Coach Judy.
reviews on Yelp
for
the
crack
area.
delinquents.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it's very inconsistent.
For crack
But if-
development.
If you're taught to just stay away from it all, which I mean, obviously, not getting into crack is a good thing. That's good.
Oh, of
but,
course, yeah.
But like,
Probably shouldn't smoke crack.
Moderation.
moderation is key.
It's
Everything in
everything.
moderation.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think I was phrasing what I was saying very poorly, but it's just interesting that they can have such inconsistency in their rulings, and it really just comes down to what people are told at the masses, and like when you stay away from even being like around other people in that culture, you have no idea what it is. So if you're told that doing crack is 10 times worse than cocaine, you're not going to question the ruling that somebody being caught with crack is doing something 10 times worse than cocaine.
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
like it's
Yeah.
same drug.
Cocaine.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
The less you know, and then like, oh, we'll just take care of it.
Yeah.
Sort of deal.
Good
yeah.
point. Well put.
Was it? I don't feel like it was.
No, that was well put.
Alright,
No,
thank you.
yeah. That was a solid thought.
That's how a lot of
It
shit
was
works,
happening
though.
in real time.
Trust
It
me.
happened. It happened. It was a
Definitely
good.
happened.
It was a good happening.
Trust me, shit goes off the tracks in this room, and
Oh, really?
that stayed on the track. Good one. Good one. Great one.
Yeah. Yeah, we go off the rails a lot in there.
Just talking to the blue light, bud.
Yeah. hey, all right, the blue light. Sorry. Yeah, my mouth went this way. Yeah, we got a microphone in here. You got to speak to most of them like in the middle of the mic, right? Not on the head of it. A lot of people think you got to speak into the head of the mic.
You're doing it wrong right now.
I'm speaking into the blue light.
Yeah, but you don't talk out of the side of your mouth. It's fucking.
All right, yes I do.
No, you don't.
Sometimes. Say.
What you say, eh?
I'm talking out of the side of my mouth,
Yes, I do,
see?
eh?
Don't you tell me where to talk.
Got to do the whole thing as like a 1940s baseball announcer. So, Fur Coat Judy.
Yeah.
For Coach
Where's your
Judy.
next show?
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you guys play together?
We used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. We used to be in a band together, and then we weren't in a band together. No. I mean, well, Brian also like went into the army, got married,
You dick.
all these other things. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I went and did that, and I came back, and I said, no.
But he's back.
That was nice of you.
Yeah. He graced us
We're
all
glad,
with
we're
his
glad
presence.
you came back.
his terrible marriage graced us with his presence.
Hell yeah.
He's like,
Not all
"Fuck."
my marriage was terrible.
I'm only kidding. Every marriage has some terrible shit in it.
Yeah, like how you're only married just because of the government
Yeah, that happens a lot.
and the state.
People are like, well, we can't find anyone else to fuck. We fuck each other. We could save money if we get married. Let's get some tax write-offs.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you're ugly. No one's going to fuck you but me. And
And vice versa.
yeah, vice versa.
What?
It's match made in heaven.
Fuck, it happens. It happens. Right?
So it's nice.
Playing some Foo Fighters over there.
Yeah. Now
Can I
we're
s-
listening to Foo
Can I
Fighters.
steal one of them on live
You
camera?
can have as many as you want.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, sir.
This is brought to you by Marlboro.
Yes, it is. Don't tell Brian.
Send me the money and I'll get a duffel bag.
Thank you very much.
I'll get a Marlboro
Still-
duffel bag
still
if you
light
send me
too.
money.
So, all right, you guys have 10 songs. Let's go that way. You guys got 10 songs on your album coming out. Do you got a name for the album?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and my fat brain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like that.
See you later.
Yeah.
Stealing it all.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need that.
Why don't you explain?
Me and my fat brain.
Yeah, how did
Rex,
that
you
come
came up-
about?
He came up with it.
Dude, I can't. After just listening to that snippet of what
Thank
we
you.
heard coming into the show, like I want to hear the rest.
Thank
Oh,
you.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I didn't come up with the name itself. Hopefully it's okay if there's smoke around this microphone. Is that cool? I don't want to fuck
I
up
mean,
your
don't blow it into the mic.
No, I'm not going to. But I was talking with my buddy about just, I think a lot of it was about social media and how there's so much excess to the way that we think all day now. And so hopefully. But our brains, it's just like our bodies. We have it's so easy for us to take so much in, and that's why we're fat. So with our brains, it's so easy for us to take so much shit in.
Yeah.
And we have fat brains because we're thinking about too much.
For sure.
We're not thinking about the
Shit.
things that naturally you wake up and you think, I gotta drink some water, I need to take a shit, and I need to make sure that my family survives today. And now it's
the most
just
important. Yeah.
that's
Pretty
it.
big thing.
A lot of what he's
Fucking
saying.
guy hates families.
In chronological order, by the way.
A lot
From
of what
most
he's
important to
saying is-
least important.
A lot of
That's
what
how I
he's
You
saying.
explain
can't,
that.
you can't take care of your family unless you shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta shit.
Yeah.
All right, in what he said is actually a lot because
No, seriously.
your brain matter is actually mostly made up of that fucking good cholesterol you hear about that's in butter and margarine.
Yeah.
Not margarine.
Not
but
margarine, yeah.
Fucking,
Yep, real fatty foods.
fats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And think about how many people are prescribed cholesterol medication, to lower it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
pharmaceutical.
I shared
medical,
around that little
industrial
video.
complex.
So people actually have fat brains.
Yeah, they actually yeah,
Fatty brain.
yeah,
Yeah.
about what you said. People actually have
But
fatter,
it's like
fatty brains.
filler. It's like filler.
yeah.
Not with
Wow.
info, but with chemicals.
that.
We need to make a brain treadmill.
All right. Is this the next album?
Is that a concept album?
Is this a sequel?
No. No.
I'm working on my
Pure
fat
capitalism
brain.
now.
Capitalism brain treadmill.
Yeah.
No, but I totally no. That's cool, man. Yeah. What was it?
Me and my fat brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why. So we have the picture now, and it's not as intense as when we were dreaming it up because it was what we wanted to do was have this brain in the picture that just had a bunch of shit in it, like the cigarette poking out. What was
Like
some
paper
of the
clips.
It's just a
and
bunch of
shit.
bullshit
Yeah.
because
TikTok,
bottle.
CNN,
Yeah, just like-
Fox News.
and it would have and it would have been nice for a picture, but it was also a little too much to make it just not be too much, I guess.
I get
the easier way to put
Less
it.
is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
the picture, the concept was there, but when we tried it, it was it was just too much. But the idea is there's just too much going on, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming to your mind.
Do you guys sing about that too?
Well, this guy writes all the lyrics. He's a great writer.
Oh, the lyric writer.
Yeah.
No,
What's
we don't
going
write
on
about
inside
that
your fat brain?
Oh,
scary
you don't
thing.
want to know.
Scary shit.
I do like that. I like the premise of
Spiders?
that.
Cool.
And well, no, it's true, man. I mean, we're taking in way too much information, and a lot of it's disinformation. We're fed a lot of bullshit. And just like you were talking about with the pharmaceutical, medical, industrial complex blowing up your brain with chemicals and fat and fake fat. And
When you don't know what to think now, like to
Right.
not, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because we're here to talk about this shit, but to go back to even the whole assassination thing, like nobody knows what to think. Even if you think strongly about it, you don't know, and you don't know how to know. And I think anybody that's saying that they do know, I don't know.
What?
no, you're not wrong,
You
man.
know, like,
yeah,
it's-
nobody knows.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that maybe it has always been that way, but it's just very interesting that right now that happened and nobody knows what the fuck happened, but like
Yeah.
nobody's actually freaking out about it and being like,
You know what's scary? We don't talk about the things we do know, though. Like, we do know through footage that they were looking at the fucking dude walking around 30
and it
minutes
seems
before
so
he
obvious,
did anything.
right? It seems
like,
so
yeah,
obvious to
Yeah.
like.
It's wild.
Well,
Yeah,
we don't
it-
know. They know.
we know what we
Some-
saw.
we-
We
right,
only know what
but
we
even
saw.
that is just a bunch of shit thrown at you. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Did he
fucking
fake
crazy.
it? There's people running around saying he faked it so he wouldn't have to go to prison.
I don't know. That was like also.
I don't buy that.
That was absolute best case scenario for Trump. Like,
Right.
That you couldn't have. No, dude. You
It really,
couldn't-
it really was.
That is like the greatest advertisement. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
Jesus
That's a
Christ.
And he's holding his fist up there.
Yeah, dude.
That's
like,
a-
like, dude,
Fight,
the guy that
fight.
got that picture. I mean, how much is
Amazing.
he
That's
worth
a history.
now?
That
Right.
that is a history-defining moment.
Yep.
Him getting shot in the ear and not dying.
1000%.
It's also pretty crazy. It's the first like presidential assassination attempt that we've seen. I think
That
in
we've
my lifetime.
seen, yeah. Was Reagan in our lifetime when they shot him?
No, not me.
Nah.
That was
Might have been
80s,
me, but I don't
late
remember
80s. That was 88, 89, I want to say.
Yeah.
I ran into Trump
You-
before he ran for president.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was coming back from skiing in New Hampshire, and we stopped. If you're in Manchester, there's the two big stops, like
Yeah,
right
the
on
liquor
93.
store.
Yeah. So it's there's the liquor store, there's the gas station, and like what is it?
Oh, like the giant lodge.
It's the
Well,
lodge.
yes,
It's
yes.
Mountain Jack. Is it Mountain Jacks or something? I don't know. But you stop there and you get food, whatever. So we stopped there on the way back, and I had heard rumors that Trump was going to run for president. I didn't know
Oh, so
anything.
it was as recent as that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
was like right before he ran for. I think it was like
2016?
Yeah. This was probably 2015.
No shit.
Yeah. So I go into the gas station. I'm just in the candy bar aisle, and I'm just looking around.
What kind of candy bar are you looking for?
Just whatever spoke to me, man.
Okay.
But I didn't get that far.
Okay.
Because I looked down the aisle and I saw this like tall dude in a suit, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like looking at him, and another guy steps right in front of me.
Motherfuckers in the candy bar aisle?
Yeah, and like,
Awesome.
isn't that funny?
Awesome.
Isn't that funny?
Awesome. Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
He wasn't as fat as everybody said. Maybe he is now, but he was just like a tall.
He's
just
fucking tall.
He's tall. So I'm like looking at him. I'm like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And this dude steps right in front of me. He goes, "Everything okay, buddy?" And I go, "Is that Donald Trump?" And he goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it." I'm like, "Oh, all right." So I go out. I didn't say anything. I said nothing. I just like beeline from my car because I wanted to get my phone. But obviously that's a little weird. Like you
Yeah,
just
whatever.
Whatever. Like
I would've.
you know,
I would've.
They weren't afraid of me or anything. Like I'm just fucking off. But I come back and I'm walking into the back into the store because I want to get a picture. I guess, which is stupid to think about, but. And there's this like
Wait a minute. So when he looked at you, he was like, "Don't worry about it." You must have had a look on you.
Dude, I was like, holy fucking shit, it is. Like, you just answered my question. So I come back in, and there's this group of like 5 or 6, probably like mid-40s women, and they're all like, it was
Russian
weird. They're all like
hookers.
super short, and they're just like looking around. I'm like, are you ladies looking for Trump? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, follow me. I know where he is. So we walking into the store, and they're walking out the door, going to this. It's like one of those black Explorers or whatever. And they're getting in, and I just go, Trump for president. And I was being a total fucking wise ass, because I wouldn't yell that if I like thought it had any substance to it.
Sure.
And I told a couple people about it, and they're like, shut up, dude. Like, you no, it wasn't. And you look on his Twitter, and someone's like, yeah, he was in Manchester, New Hampshire today.
That's a trip.
Yeah, it was wild. It's more wild as time goes by. I'm like, dude, what? Yeah, it was weird.
I just think it's like weird that was his response. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it.
It was.
Like,
It
that's
was
kind of cunty.
Like
Who said I'm fucking worried about it, you fuck?
They were worried about it then, but apparently they weren't worried about it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, no shit. That's a good point.
You could do a lot more than look at
That
him.
fucking roof was too steep.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Look at us now.
Wow. Did he
We're running
seem
again.
even like remotely likable after you met him?
I mean, I wouldn't say I met him, but I feel like he was a little annoyed that I blew up his spot.
Yeah.
But, like,
I think
don't
that's
care.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, so you had like a small horde of like women in their mid 40s that were significantly shorter than the average woman
Yeah.
in her mid 40s?
A bunch of
running
trolls.
after-
the only time I had like
running after Trump
I
to
had a
his
herd of
Explorer
women
in a parking
following
lot in
me. Yeah.
Manchester.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you did to that man?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all my fault.
Bravo.
Honest. He probably turned around and just saw that little shit with his worst fucking nightmare running towards him. That's awesome. It's beautiful.
I wonder if
Not his
Melania,
worst.
I wonder if she was there. I wonder if she was like sitting in the fucking Tahoe or whatever.
I don't
the
know,
fuck.
dude. It was just weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'm pretty sure she's a blow-up doll.
Yeah, she kind of looks like one.
I haven't seen her make a facial expression yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's not very animated.
And if you notice, the camera's always like here and up, so I think that they're just someone's like grabbing the legs of it and just slowly.
It'd be awesome if her lips were always in like the O, like oh.
People with a lot of Botox can't really make face. Like, you
That's
ever see
true.
someone with a lot of Botox?
Yeah, it
try to
doesn't
cry?
work. It doesn't
just
work.
Looks fucking awful.
Dude,
Yeah.
they'll like make me look younger, and they're like, "Oh, make you look weirder."
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I guess
Fuck.
that's more so like the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to do it or start it when you're younger, so your face stays looking like this. Because then people go in like their mid 50s, early 60s, and they're like, "All right, I'm trying to look like 25," and then they're like, "All right, we can try," and it's like that is what trying looks
You're
like.
gonna look like a mongoloid.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Well, especially the
Christ.
ones that didn't work. It's like 70s like plastic surgery versus now like thank Christ.
Yeah, that's true.
Like triangle tits.
Let's
Oh,
not
yeah,
hate
the-
on triangle
the
tits.
pyramid-
I'm not hating on triangle
Pyramid
tits. man.
titties.
Just saying. like,
Titty's a
you cut
titty.
your elbow.
Boob's a boob, man.
Hey. Cut my face on that thing. Wow.
Want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah. That is something else, man. Bumping into Trump right before he was elected.
It was all downhill from there.
Yeah, it kind of was.
It really was.
Shit's fucking crazy right now.
I mean, he's winning this.
He was a
next
great
one.
guy until he met me.
Yeah, you fucked that dude up, man. He's like, don't worry about it, and you worried about it. Now he's all fucked up.
I know. I wasn't even worried about it. He just told me not to worry about it, and I
That's the
became
power
worried
of
about
suggestion.
It. Yeah, it was well done. They used me.
The fucking Jedi.
Sucked.
You're probably MK Ultra and you don't even know it. You probably took the shot last week at Trump. You took his ear off.
They
I
fucking
wouldn't have
clicked
missed.
the
He
button.
brainwashed
Men in
you.
Black.
That shit would have been. No, everybody would have been safe.
That would have been temple safe.
Yeah.
Poor firefighter wouldn't have had to die.
Yeah, that's
Jesus
fucked.
Christ.
It's crazy.
Guy was fucking protecting his family and he caught a bullet for Trump.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Right. I know.
Yikes.
It's wild.
And then they got a photo op.
Yeah. Then they
What,
got
the
a
family
photo.
did?
Saw that after.
Yeah.
No, not the family.
No, Donald Trump and his raised fist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know.
He's like, wait.
Yeah, let
He's
me
like,
get my
yeah.
shoe.
Fight.
God.
Were you talking about the photo op? With
Nobody
this, with this fire
stopped.
helmet? With this
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, yeah, they got a cameo together.
Yeah, you got a ton of your FaceTime. Yikes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was really fucked up. I was going to the Third Eye Blind concert that night. They were playing with
shit.
Yellow Card.
Yeah, dude. We had a few of our buddies were there.
Yeah, it was
How
fun.
was it?
Any
Good
good?
time.
It was on. You know what, dude? Like I all right. Guilty. What are they? Guilty pleasure.
Third Eye
Yellow
Blind?
Card has
okay.
no. Dude, I'm not guilty at all
Yeah.
for liking Third Eye Blind.
You're guilty for pleasuring yourself.
Yellow Card. Not even that.
At the Third Eye Blind concert.
Chris,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, not guilty at all. That was justified. No, but Yellow Card they have a few bangers. They got, like, you can't even deny it. They got a few really good fucking songs. They put on a good show. Third Eye Blind, those dudes put on a really good show.
What did they play? Older stuff, newer? They played Non-Dairy
yeah,
Creamer.
older and
That's a good
mixed.
song, man.
Yeah, I think they did actually
they?
play that.
That's
What
awesome.
I was bummed out they didn't play God of Wine, because that's one of my favorite Third Eye Blind. God of Wine is a fucking dope song. But Stephen Jenkins is a really good lyricist, and I've always I wasn't like a giant Third Eye Blind fan, but I liked a lot. No, you know what? Scratch that. I was a giant Third Eye Blind fan. I liked a lot of their B-sides because that dude is a very dark writer, like very dark. Even their only hit. Well, no, they had like 2 hits.
Yeah.
Semi-Charm Kind of Life.
Semi-Charm,
Dude,
yeah.
that song's fucking dark.
Definitely.
It's about fucking oral sex and crystal meth.
Yeah.
Like that. But that was like their version of like a pop hit.
Yep.
And it was a pop hit. You know what I mean?
It's my favorite type of music is like dark lyrics, but they can make it
Steven
sound happy,
Jenkins
you know,
is a dark
misleading.
motherfucker. You ever heard the song Slow Motion?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Great song.
Fucking amazing song.
Great song.
Yeah, they played it. That was great. God of Wine, that's another really dark song. It's really fucking good. They didn't play it, but whatever. But they put on a good show, man. They had a drummer that I wish I could remember the other bands he was in, but he was filling in for them, and he put on a fucking show of his own.
It's cool.
No shit.
Yeah, it was
Dope.
really cool. Yeah. And yeah, they put on a great show. It was a good time. Really, I mean, it's a Third Eye Blind show, so the vibe is really good, you know? It's,
Yeah. Everybody's chilling.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That 90s band renaissance where they're like talking about competition earlier, like the 90s were such a good time for that too.
Yeah, especially in punk.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
it's funny because like you look at like the 60s and how like the explosion kind of happened.
Yeah.
It similarly kind of happened in the 90s with the way like grunge came out to alternative to like the revival of punk and just how many
Yeah.
people were in it.
For sure.
Like they didn't
Sure.
realize the legend status at the time, but like I'd say that it almost goes up against like the Stone Zeppelin of the time because even though
Yeah.
they're so revered from back then, like those 90s bands just aren't there yet in terms of the culture.
As far
Almost,
as time
like,
goes.
but they're
right?
almost getting there, kind of, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
definitely. That's happening now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're still around and it's
Nirvana's
like, oh, shit.
there.
They're playing
Nirvana's
big
there.
fucking
Yeah.
shows.
Nirvana is definitely up there.
Yeah.
With like
Yeah,
Stones.
Or anything Dave Grohl touches, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think Foo Fighters are way overrated. He seems like a likable dude. He's talented. I love his work in Queens of the Stone Age. Like,
Yep.
I would
Queens.
totally agree with what you just said. I used to really just get excited about the Foo Fighters. And as time's gone by, I've just kind of realized they're kind of a lazy.
Very pretentious.
They're-
and-
pretentious is a great
Dude,
word for
Sonic,
it.
Sonic
Yeah.
Highways when he went.
Oh
Sonic
my-
Highways was
that
rough.
whole fucking album when he went to
Pretentious
different
as
towns.
fuck.
was
Wasting
awful.
Light. Wasting Light was
Jesus,
a
man.
great album, and it was better at the time because Sonic Highways wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now Sonic Highways is a thing, and it's like, oh my God, was I just played?
Yeah.
Like, did you
Like
know
that.
what I wanted to listen to with Wasting Light? Because there's a great album,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Sonic Highways was just like, dude, this is awful.
I
The
agree.
documentary on that was really nice too because it
I
was
saw that.
just they were all just hanging out at his house. They recorded it on tape. It was like them hanging out with the kids at the pool and then going in and recording.
Well,
some
then
songs.
did they
Yeah.
record the whole thing with so like non-digital?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Analog.
yeah, analog. That's right. Yeah.
they just did it at his house. Like it wasn't like a whole like going in.
Yeah,
thing.
that in itself is cool, but the album was just not
Pretentious.
good. It was
Yeah.
not listenable. It was just somebody who.
Oh
had
no,
the
this was
fuck-
Wasting Light. This wasn't Sonic
oh,
Highways.
okay.
This
I
was
think the
Sonic Highway.
documentary
I mean,
they
no,
did
no.
was on
This was
Sonic
Wasting
Highway.
Light.
I think that the documentary was for Sonic Highway. I could be wrong.
It's,
I
the
can't-
documentary was for Sonic Highways.
I That's
It
unfortunate.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, you know what?
Your fucking words.
But like they had they had the platform. Like they're there.
For sure.
If they did that to start, that's a whole different story. But when you have the resources and the money and all the time in the world and all of the equipment in the world to do that, it's not that impressive.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, yeah.
It fucking sucks when you find out that one of those bands is just pretentious. Like one of the
Yeah.
bands that you like is just not the fucking.
That's why I'm a big fan of Courtney Love.
It fucking happens.
It does.
I like some of
kidding.
Courtney Love's music, even though she didn't write it. I'm not gonna lie. Like now, I can't say a handful, but I think there are a few songs that she did, like she sang for, that could only be sang by her. Like whoever like scouted her out for like that particular thing, they did a good job.
Her father was in the fucking CIA.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, he was.
Very
yeah.
interesting.
Yep. Yeah, and he
And he
talks
was the
about-
manager of the Grateful Dead
Yes, he
Really?
was. Yeah.
back when they were the Warlocks,
Yep.
actually.
So do we have any conspiracies on
Oh.
Mr. Cobain?
Oh,
Fuck
fuck yeah, bro. Mr. Cobain wrote in his book, he talks about, like, Courtney and her involvement in Kurt's murder. Her dad fucking wrote about it in his book before he died.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't Kurt Cobain
Harrison.
found with like fucking 4 or 5 times the amount
Yeah,
of heroin?
that motherfucker didn't kill himself.
No, there's
like
no way.
that's no, he didn't
Fucking
kill
pick
himself.
a gun up after that.
It was the guy who did the autopsy on JFK and a bunch. I usually know his name. I just Maker's Mark. Yeah, he's done thousands of other autopsies, including very notable autopsies. But he was the guy who did the autopsy for Kurt Cobain, and he talks about how he had 5 times lethal dose of heroin in his system, and he wouldn't even been capable of doing any of that.
Yeah.
But not only that, like he concluded through his autopsy that he did not. It wasn't a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. But even beyond that, you have like Courtney hired Tom. What's his fucking name? Tom
Wilson?
No,
Landry.
Grant. Tom Grant.
Grant.
Yeah, Courtney Love hired Tom Grant to find Kurt Cobain, like before he was found dead, because he went missing for a couple of days. He escaped his rehab center, Exodus. It was called Exodus, which is weird in itself.
Definitely.
But she had her private detective, private eye, Tom Grant, look for him. And he's the one that discovered the body with Kurt and Courtney's friend. And there's a whole lot of shit between that too. But when Tom Grant found the body and like through his investigation into the whole thing, he started talking to Courtney's own lawyer. Like the lawyer, like Courtney's own representation. Because the only reason why they started talking to each other is because they both were saying to each other, she fucking did this shit. Like, she was involved with this. And it was because of all the evidence surrounding the case. Like, they found the suicide note was found in Courtney's bag at her lawyer's house with practice writing in it. Like, the shit that was in Kurt Cobain's suicide note was, like, a lot of it was on Courtney's notepad. It was drafted from Courtney's notepad, who she left in a book bag at her lawyer's house. And her lawyer, she opened the book bag and saw this notepad and was looking at it, and it was all practice sheets of Kurt's handwriting. And if you know anything about the suicide note, the first part of it is written by him talking about Nirvana's retirement, right? The last part is like slightly different handwriting where he starts talking about suicide. It's like 2 different things. Like, really, his suicide letter was really about his, like, it was what he was going to come out to the public with about Nirvana retiring, and he was just didn't want to do it anymore and whatever. Yeah, dude, it goes so fucking deep. Like, the gun was wiped clean of the prints. They were not able to get Kurt's prints off the gun he shot himself with.
Right.
Like, that never happens, and that's a part of what the autopsy guy was saying. He's like, that's impossible.
Right.
If he shot himself, his prints are on the fucking gun. Yeah, there was that. There was...
Unless he was wearing, like, he didn't have gloves on.
No, he didn't have gloves on.
Yeah.
No. The whole thing is very fucking shady. And there's way more glaring evidence than that. But
So it kind of has always been a thing, like...
dude, watch the documentary Soaked in Bleach.
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
That is by Tom Grant, the guy. Courtney's fucking private investigator. He wrote
Wait,
the
that's by
documentary.
him?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, it's his documentary.
I didn't
Soaked
know
in
that.
Bleach.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. And well, and then there was that British documentarian Nick. The fuck's his last name? Nick British, whatever the fuck. He did the documentary Kurt and Courtney, which is like you can find that anywhere. And he kind of delves into that because he started questioning, like, did she fucking have something to do with this? You know? And, you know, he ended up talking to a guy named El Duce, who used to be in the band. What the fuck was El Duce's band name, Brian? Fuck. So many brain parts. Hey, listen, people listening to this, yeah, I'm having a lot of brain parts, but take the names that I'm saying.
Call
right?
in
Plug
right
it in.
now.
Yeah.
Call in
No.
right now.
Yeah.
1555 love face.
They're all in the CIA anyways.
Just take the fucking names I'm telling you and Google them, and you'll find all the shit. The Mentors.
El Duce.
Yeah. El Duce and the Mentors. That was his band.
You don't even have to Google it anymore.
No, you don't. You can fact
too
check
late.
everything I'm fucking saying right now. You can fact check.
Excuse
But
me.
that
Thank you.
motherfucker, Courtney Love went up to him. According to him, Courtney Love went up to him and offered him $40,000 to fucking blow Kurt's head off with a shotgun. Literally.
What a dick.
He didn't do it. He's a crazy motherfucker, but he wasn't that. He's not a murderer. And you know, the Mentors is a really fucked up band from Seattle. Yeah, check them out. They're fucking crazy. Kind of like Gigi Allen, but not. Yeah, crazy.
Is he shitting on stage like Gigi Allen? Or?
You did watch the videos.
All right,
They're,
I will.
they're
I
fucked
will.
up.
Power move.
Yeah,
sure
the
will.
music
God,
videos are
Power
fucked
move.
up.
I
Yeah.
want that confidence.
But
Yeah.
that dude, El Duce,
Oh, yeah.
turned Courtney down, right? And he's on camera talking to Nick, the British guy, in the documentary Kurt and Courtney. And days later, he's found dead on a train track. His head is missing. So, like, he didn't just get hit by a train. He was decapitated,
Yeah.
and then his body was thrown on a fucking train track and hit by a train. And shortly after him turning down the money to fucking shoot Kurt, like, or talking about it in this documentary. It's pretty crazy.
It is
Wild,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, it's wild. But, I mean, this isn't even, like, this is just scratching the surface. There's so many other shit to Kurt Cobain's death where it's like, if you really look into it, he didn't kill himself. I mean, he did just, there was other shit going on. But, yeah. Yeah, wild. I don't know.
Glad I asked, honestly.
Sorry I went on that
That was
spiel.
fine.
No,
That's
you're
good.
good.
That's good.
I honestly didn't know a lot about.
Dude, Tom Grant, Soaked in Bleach. Watch that.
I've
Like, yeah.
Definitely heard of it.
Shit.
Definitely heard of Soaked in Bleach.
excuse me. I've heard a ton of people say
Yeah.
watch it too.
Like 6-7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
No longer.
Yeah, something
All
like
right.
that.
Yeah. Was it HBO?
It was
I don't
Netflix,
know.
right?
I don't know. You can
It's
YouTube
out
it.
there.
Yeah. I forget where it like premiered on, but pretty eye opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more going on there. I mean, in the whole detective force, like the Seattle Police Department that was in charge of his investigation, like it was not investigated.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole Karen Reed thing we've been talking about. That's a whole nother thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys follow that at all? You know about the Karen Reed case?
A little bit, but
Little
not
bit.
too much.
Yeah. We don't have to get into that.
Drive through Canton every day. I see the signs on everyone's yachts.
Yeah, yeah,
Support
yeah,
the
right
police
on.
offices.
Yeah,
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Very
is.
interesting.
We've had a couple people on the podcast that are like really significant people to the Karen Reed movement.
Yeah.
That like the whole world knows now.
It's fucking
Yeah, it's
crazy, man.
fucking wild, man.
Well, it's all around the country too, is the thing. So like, it's kind of a testament to the American police force,
Yeah.
and it's more so. I think it's kind of like the martyr,
Mm.
more so than anything. Like everyone's seeing like an entire police station go down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like think of
But
like
they beat the fuck out of the guy, didn't they? They killed
They
him.
killed him. Well, no, but that's the thing. They tried to
Yeah.
cover it up, and now everyone's seeing that an entire police department can go down, or at least be held responsible, and that's more
Are
so
they
the
though?
thing.
Should be.
Are they being held responsible?
I don't know.
Not
It's
right
gonna
now.
take
Wasn't
years
it
and
wasn't
years
it a
and years.
mistrial?
The
It was a
FBI,
mistrial,
yeah.
and yeah, it's
It's a
to
shit
get
show.
into it will take fucking years. So.
Yeah, it
The
really
police
will.
are just they're that middle ground between who's actually doing the controlling and the normal people. So they're gonna get the shit end of the stick because they're gonna be the ones who take the rap.
Well,
Not that they, if you
When
if you
they
do
have to take the rap.
right, if you do something like that, you deserve it.
Yeah.
But a step ahead of that is like you get a lot more leeway with what you can get away with.
A lot of these motherfuckers are gonna get pensions before anybody has to take the rap.
Right.
Well, the
Yeah.
way that
Yeah.
police used to be
fucked
revered
up.
too was like, that neighborhood cop. Oh, he's always the best dude, and like he's your just neighborhood guy. But it's
Yeah.
also the shit that guy probably did that was just kept under the rug that the world never even had to acknowledge or see. Was and now because of the world that we live in with cameras and with like the way accountability works, it's just so much more of a tight ship that
Accountability.
like 50s cops wouldn't be able to do this job now.
Right.
They just wouldn't. They wouldn't even sign up.
Yeah, because
for
they did
it.
everything out in the open and nobody could say anything because nobody had proof. There were
Well,
no
outward
cameras.
racism and the way that stuff would work. and
Yeah.
just like even like how the system would just keep people down. It's
Yeah.
just it goes full circle.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, let's be real. Like I would not want to be a cop right now. I would
No.
not want to be a cop right now. That would be such a difficult job. I mean, and you got to give them credit at that.
That would
same
make
time.
you that'd
Fucking
make you-
uphill
You'd be a
battle.
good cop.
yeah, you'd be a good cop, man. You'd be one of the good guys.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to fucking do this.
I'd want you to pull me over.
Yeah.
Someone would be like,
You'd
"Dude,
be-
why you pull me over?" I'm like, "Oh no, like you're a little fast, man.
Just stop it. Just take
Exactly.
care of yourself.
That's all you
Come
need.
on.
That's all you need.
Dude, what are you doing?" Yeah, I don't know.
They're out there, but
They
No,
are. out
They
there.
are absolutely out there.
Yeah, I don't believe in like the whole all cops are bad cops.
No,
thing.
no,
That's
by
not
no
fair.
means.
I
and
know
that's
good
not what I'm
cops.
That's
saying.
not-
an individual.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you are. I just
No,
I know
I
good
know.
cops.
it's not fair because what were we talking about earlier in the same regard? Like,
My big fat brain.
yeah, that one. Thank you. Good album coming out.
I was gonna link that into what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
that's good.
Keep going, dude. It's all
But,
about my big fat brain.
Oh, no. Okay, your buddy who didn't believe in the vaccine, but he did it because he needed to take care of his kids.
Yeah, my
Stand-
brother. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's harder and harder to be in a position where you can comfortably do that.
Yeah.
So,
Holy shit! Did they just get louder on their own?
and are they playing?
Are they playing
Rage?
Smashing Pumpkins?
No.
Oh, what are they playing? Are they playing Rage?
No, they might be playing Smack. I don't know. We should just listen. I think it's
I think they're playing Smashing
yeah,
Pumpkins.
It is. Yeah. It's wishful thinking
Yeah.
on Rage.
I like them both.
I do too, but it would have fit. It would have fit the bill.
Do you think it's Cherub Rock?
It is
Yeah.
Cherub Rock,
Yeah.
Cherub Rock.
for sure. Sorry, dude.
No.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I just they just
It's all
turned
good.
way the fuck up.
It's all good.
And I kind of want to be like, hey, shut the fuck up. Not to them.
Yeah. But
It's in that book about Lahaina, for example. The only road in and out, like Front Street or whatever, the police were blocking Front Street, and the traffic was all backed up, and they all burned to death. The only people that survived were the people who didn't listen to the authorities, and when the authorities were confronted before they all burned to death, the dude was just standing there being like, "I'm just doing my job."
yeah,
Yeah, where it is just doing your job and being a person.
And can you
like,
blame?
Where do those
can you
meet?
blame that guy for just doing his job?
That's
It's
a great
tough.
question.
I mean that's the
You
like
can, it
you're
costs
getting into
lives.
philosophy at that point.
Cost lives, but
Yeah.
You
but-
were going someplace.
Yeah.
Where were you going?
you were
Oh.
talking about his brother and how it related.
Was it your brother or was
Yeah,
it
it
your
was my
buddy?
brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it
all
was
right.
my brother. But
So
yeah.
it's the same. It's just a concept of like we're all here, and by the time you're like pretty much by the time you're an adult and you're picking what you're doing, you got the momentum and it's hard to switch. And we're not all sure of ourselves. Like maybe a guy like that does think like, or if it's a cop in that sense, like, no, fuck that, I'm not doing that. And then all of a sudden he has everything to lose from that point of view.
Yeah.
And that's valid. And he's got to consider that he could be wrong.
Yeah,
You have to be you either have to be really sure that you're not wrong, or you just have to not give a fuck. But now when there's It's
You
like
gotta have
it's
a
like
good heart.
You do, yeah, but like it doesn't stop there. Like if you're it's like that. If you're a lone soldier, if you're the guy that's alone, it's easier to make the right decision.
For sure.
Because who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
If you're actually solid like that, like whatever do you do, if you believe that it's right, then it's a lot easier to make. But when you got other people counting on your decisions, it's like, all right, I feel strongly about this, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna fuck up a lot of people's lives for nothing, or not even fuck it up, but it's a swing between they're gonna have this projection of their life or they're gonna go in this direction, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up right now. Maybe I'll deal with it tomorrow. On a bigger scale.
Well, fucking
That's
said.
without thinking about your
Yeah.
training too.
What's that?
That's without thinking about your training too.
Yeah, right. Like you're not. Yeah, exactly. Like you're trained beyond that at that point. You're broken down before you're trained up. Exactly. That's a good point. It's a really good point.
That's very well put, though, man. That's a great point. Yeah, it's true. Very fucking true. Yeah.
It's not that simple.
No, it's not. It's definitely not, man. You're talking about institutionalized people and picking out individuals and institutions. To be an individual in an institution is not fucking easy.
It's not really a thing.
Is it even possible?
Right.
Yeah, it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
The herd will always
Right.
Well,
influence.
that's where you have your like MLKs. That's where you have your JFKs. That's where people
Right.
that are stuck in an institution that see beyond that. That want to destroy secret societies and scatter them to the wind, or however JFK put it before he got capped.
I was gonna say, and then they're taken out by those same people.
Yeah, yeah, and he was no fucking clean angel either. He was in a lot of shit.
Careful leaning on that table, sweetie.
I'm trying.
I'll lean on this side.
Someday this thing is gonna shatter. We're gonna get sued. Someone's gonna get hurt. I hope it's me, because I can't sue me.
Might be taking a trip to the loo.
Yeah. What?
Take a pee-pee. I could.
Yeah,
take a pee-pee.
you want to do a bathroom break?
I could
do
do
you?
a pee-pee.
Can we do a bathroom
I
break?
might-
We had everything. Are we back?
We're back.
Brian, we're back.
Hi.
We're back, and we got the Dude Fighters. The Dude Fighters are
Fuck
playing
yeah.
in
Is
the
that their
background.
name?
No,
Oh.
I named them that.
The Food Fighters?
Yeah, they're playing Foo Fighters. So I'm like, hey, it's the Dude Fighters.
The Food Fighters.
Yeah, yeah, the Food Fighters. That's a good one too.
Or a morbidly obese Foo Fighter cover band.
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. I just went in there to see them when we were walking out to go to Regal because they were playing Cherub Rock. I opened the door and I saw like Grandfather Time on the guitar, and I was like, holy fuck, these dudes rule. That guy was like 90. He's shredding away.
Hell yeah.
I'm very offensive because I'm sure he's only in his 60s. I'm going to tell him that I just called him
That
90.
just means he's having fun.
Oh, he's definitely having fun. We have Scott Ray in a background of Cutthroat wandering around. Can't hear him, but yeah, he's smelling his finger. It's interesting.
It's a good night.
Yeah, it's been a good night. Are
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I feel like we're having a fun time
Yeah.
with Fur Coat Judy.
Yeah, this is a good time.
I
This is
love
my
hearing
first
someone
podcast.
someone else saying the name is kind of nice. It's usually just us.
Yeah.
Like, what's your band
Say
name?
my name.
You guys
That's
say
it.
your name a lot?
Yeah.
Do you guys
That's it.
sit around being like Fur Coat Judy? Fur Coat Judy.
Yeah.
Fucking Fur Coat
Till-
Judy.
till-
Fur Coat Judy.
Until it sounds weird.
I would. No, it's a good
Does.
name.
It
Fur
is
Coat
cool.
Judy.
It's a cool name.
Me and my fat brain.
FCD.
FCJ. You say
Oh
D?
my God, I said D.
That was really illiterate of you.
Yeah, that was illiterate of me. Wow, what was I thinking?
Fur Coat Duty?
Yeah, I guess so.
The Dude Fighters and Fur Coat Duty?
FCJ. Wow, that sounds like a president. Sounds like a president.
Maybe
We
one
could
day.
run for president.
You could
We
definitely.
could
run for
collectively run for president.
You guys could
We
identify.
should establish as an entity.
You could identify as one
Because
person.
also, you need to be 35, right?
Yeah.
Collectively,
We have
we're
that.
Collectively, we're older.
Oh,
older.
that's right.
I see.
Yeah, we could do it.
I want to run the show. Though.
So Max is definitely going to run. How would you run the country, though?
The founding fathers were like fucking 18 to fucking 24.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
true.
don't know what
That's
the fuck
true.
that rule came from.
Yeah, but
you
at
guys
that
know
time,
that,
you
like
were like
the-
grandfather age.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how
you were
would,
dead by 30.
how would you run the country?
I'd put a big cauldron in the center of every town, and then everyone who's over 80 needs to come to that cauldron once a year and state what good they do for society. And if we vote that they don't do good, we fucking cook them in that cauldron.
They go in the cauldron.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool.
That's where that's where we start.
Now, who do we feed that to, though?
I thought you were gonna move it away.
Yeah. We feed it to the poor,
Oh,
the
okay.
homeless,
That's pretty good.
and we fight hunger and elderly.
You get a lot of shit done.
Yeah,
We get a lot.
that's
Yeah,
two
we'll
birds,
get a
one
lot
stone.
of shit done.
It's
as
efficient.
president. Yeah,
That's not bad.
Definitely efficient.
and I'll get rid of France. That's another big promise.
I'm cool
Okay.
with that.
I
big
think
fan.
the countryside there is beautiful, and I want to visit it first.
Then I'll give it to you.
All right.
Fucking A. I want to buy a fucking
Oui, oui.
cul-de-sac. Brian, sell me a cul-de-sac in France.
Oui, oui.
I don't even know if they have cul-de-sacs. It's weird. I was like, I am like really into the suburban areas of other countries. Like, yeah, I mean, you go to the cities, right? You touch down the cities, you do all the touristy shit, but like, I really love the suburbs. And when I was in France, I was staying in Normandy, and I did a lot of walking around in Normandy.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of woods and like just houses. It's fucking awesome.
It's cool.
Did you see any crazy World War II shit?
I didn't go visit like any sites.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the architecture like out there? Is it like...
A lot of red roofs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of red
Everything's
roofs.
loaves of bread.
Yeah, a lot of gingerbread houses.
No, little baguettes.
Is it all brick?
Baguette houses. Yeah, there were a lot of brick houses, yeah.
Interesting.
And a lot of red roofs.
Well, I mean, sometimes you go and it's like there's like a 1,000-year-old house that someone's just
Yeah.
currently living in that just gets
Yeah.
passed down to generations.
Yeah, there's a lot of stone and brick, a lot of masonry work,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It's
The
just not as
house-
old as us. Like the
Yeah.
oldest stuff we have is like made of wood, but they have like castles that are from like almost BC. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's incredible. I like walking down like a populated suburban area, like in France. It's fucking dope because they have like the like French like lighting. You know, they have like the street posts, you know, that are not the same style as the ones you have in Boston. Like they're just very French looking. It's kind of cool.
Now, how are the people?
Awesome, amazing.
Really? Not
Yeah.
pretentious?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, but like there's a lot of at the time when I went there, it was 2004. Bush was in office, and they all hated Bush because they hate warmongers, which you know,
Yeah.
Fair.
fucking yeah, fair
Little
enough.
bit.
And you know they don't go to war; they're not into that, and we mock them for not having our back. I say we as in like the government and the people that you know bend the knee to the government. I don't mock them for that. A lot of similarities between like us and them. I find that in a lot of areas I go or went. Yeah, like especially France. Though, like it was very Paris reminded me in a way of Boston. Like it was a very liberal area, and people were very cool and didn't give a fuck like about what you do.
You think that's just like the language, though?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like maybe if you went somewhere else, it's pretty similar, but you don't understand the language.
yeah, for sure, for
So-
sure. But like our language, like the English language, is like their second language. Like all over Europe, a lot of people speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's what. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like they.
So it crosses that barrier. You
Right.
know
This
what
is
I
all
mean?
going to be way different after I'm owning it.
Oh,
Yes, it
oh,
will.
good.
Yes, it will.
Dude fighters.
We
Fuck.
got- oh God, what are they doing now?
This is There Goes My Hero.
More Foo Fighters.
Yep.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
This is There Goes My Hero.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it is. All right.
It's
okay.
it's There Goes My Hero
Jesus.
by the Dude Fighters.
By the dude fight.
I think we're like
They
bred,
must have. Now they're taunting us.
bred to believe that we're like a lot different than everyone else is a lot different than us. But I'm sure if you go, you seem like you've traveled overseas and stuff. I'm sure when you go other places, we're all the same. People are just fucking.
Yeah,
people.
man. There's
I
a
think
lot of
so.
similarities wherever you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
people want to connect. Like
Yeah,
that's the
definitely.
thing,
Yeah.
you know. And it's a beautiful thing.
I was
Like,
gonna
you
say,
can- yeah,
that
you
is
can
a
find a
very
lot of
beautiful thing.
comfort and solace in the fact that you're connecting with other people that want to connect
yeah.
with you. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It is. One of my favorite places in the world that I've been to is Osaka, Japan.
Really?
Like, yeah, Tokyo is cool. I had like a fucking very religious experience in Tokyo. Osaka, though, like, much like I'm saying France reminded me of Boston, in a weird way, Osaka reminded me of Boston because they have this area that is a lot like the Boston Commons, and you meet like there's a lot of punk rockers hanging out there, a lot of skateboarders,
Fuck yeah.
and the homeless too. Like everybody kind of conjugates around the Commons in Osaka, and it's fucking incredible. And there's so many clubs in that area too, and the bands you see are fucking out of this world. Like there's so much fucking talent.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
Really cool.
yeah.
I'd like to hear about your religious experience in Tokyo.
After the show.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
talked about it on the show a lot.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
not to shoot you down.
No,
Brian
not at
doesn't
all,
want to
not
hear
at all.
about it.
Brian, actually, the two guys that were a part of it are here. Like, great. Okay, wait a minute. Let's get something out of the way right now. Brian, when we went to the cemetery, you were there, right?
Talking to the mic.
Brian?
Talking to the mic. Yes.
Brian?
Yeah.
Into the blue part. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I was
Talking to
there.
the blue light. It's the blue
Brian,
light.
who was with us?
It was us.
You, me, and who?
Scott.
Scott. Yeah. Scott didn't remember you being there. He was like, Brian wasn't there. I'm like, no, he was fucking there. It was
That's
us.
fine.
What provoked this experience? Because there's something.
All right,
here.
fuck it. All right.
Yeah,
Well, you know
yeah.
what? Since these two guys are in the room,
Well, it's
I'll-
been on the podcast 4 times.
Yeah, whatever
Oh,
the
all right,
fuck
that's
ever.
fair.
There's so many people listening that haven't fucking heard it.
This is
Whatever.
hard rock.
Yeah,
Fuck
whatever.
yeah.
Fuck it, whatever. Okay, hey, if you heard this story and you don't want to hear it, fucking tune into another podcast. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's happening. Anyway, I was in Japan, right? My dad had just died. I'm working on a musical project that was the soundtrack of an Asian B-side thriller. So there was this Asian movie B-side thriller being filmed. The guy that was filming it started a band. He wrote the soundtrack, and I was playing bass and guitar
It's
on
very
that
fucking
soundtrack.
cool.
Yeah, it was all right. This is, yeah. So we go to Japan. We're touring there. The guy that was in charge of everything, he's the money man, the director, the writer of the music. And now that I know what I know, pretentious as fuck. A complete fucking cunt. Whatever.
Okay.
But, like, I went over there for the job, right? I was promised breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, that's all I need. Like, I will survive.
Beautiful scenes.
Yeah. So right before I went over there, I lost my job, so I didn't really have spending money, right? So we went over there, and we played with, like, Gary Newman and Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
Like, they, fucking crazy talent at a festival that we were at. We didn't end up playing there, but I was hanging out with them backstage. That's a whole nother story. So, I'm in Tokyo. I was going 48 hours without breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The fucking guy in charge of everything, he was also the tour manager, had just disappeared. And I was 26 and had no idea what the fuck to do, right? My dad had just died. I'm walking around Tokyo, beautiful place, you know, bumming cigarettes off people. And I prayed. I did the sign of the cross. I grew up in like an Irish Catholic home in Hanson, going to St. Joseph the Worker, like, you know.
Father Mark.
Yeah, Father Mark. I got a fucked up story about Father Mark.
I bet you do.
Beyond, no, dude, I love that man. I love that man. But okay, so before that, I'm in Japan, I'm in Tokyo, walking around, praying, saying, like, talking to my dad, being like, fucking A, like, I'm 26. This is the second tour I've been on. And I'm glad I'm touring and I'm seeing different parts of the world, like, but tell me I'm here for a reason, because this is fucking insane. I haven't eaten in 48 hours. The dude that brought me here, turns out he's a fucking cunt. And, you know, I'm pissed. I haven't fucking eaten in 48 hours. So I did the sign of the cross to end my prayer, which I call hanging up the phone. I dial the phone, I do the sign of the cross. I pray, and then I hang up the phone. I do the sign of the cross, right? That's what Catholics do. It's, Jesus, that's what Catholics do.
Yes.
So I look up and there's an Irish pub in on downtown Tokyo, and I walk into the Irish pub. Like, all right, and there's the bartender goes, "Hey, oi, what would you like?" And I'm like, "A beer." I'm like, "I have no money, dude." And he heard me speak English. He's like, "Oh, you speak English?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, yeah, what do you want, man?
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
yeah,
I
but
own.
that's it.
Yeah, he's like, I own the bar. What do you want? And I'm like, whatever I ordered, right? And I sat down at the bar, and the dude's like, yeah, I own the place. Like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Massachusetts. He goes, what part? I'm like, Boston. You know, you say that when nobody knows Hanson. Like, Boston.
Yep.
And then he goes, whereabouts? And I'm like, Hanson. I'm like, never heard of it, right? And he goes, did you say Hanson? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, hey, he calls out to, like, another lady to, like, take over the bar. And he goes, can we go for a walk? And I'm like, sure. Mind you, I just, like, finished praying, looked up, this Irish pub. I walk in, and this dude's fucking talking to me. And he's like, let's go for a walk. And I'm like, okay. He goes, hey, we step outside, and he's like, hey, like, I own a couple of clubs out here. Like, I want to talk to you, and I've never told anybody what I'm about to tell you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, okay. And he goes, yeah, like, I own, we'll walk in between the clubs that I own. He's like, and you can drink whatever you want, man. I got to get this off my chest. The dude had an English accent. He was from England. Okay, let's go for a walk. He's like, so you said you're from Hanson? I'm like, yeah, why? Have you heard of Hanson? He's like, yeah, I have. I'm like, well, okay, what? He goes, well, are you familiar with, like, a church called St. Joseph the Worker? I'm like, yeah, I went to that church my whole life.
What's about
Dude, I'm in fucking Tokyo, man. This motherfucker from England starts talking to me about my family's church in my hometown. Right after I fucking prayed. And I'm like, yeah, man, I know St. Joseph the Worker. And he goes, okay, so you know Shaw's, like the grocery store. And I'm like, yeah, I know Shaw's.
It is a small world.
He goes, so like behind Shaw's on one of those streets is a cemetery. I'm like, yeah. And he goes,
High
like,
Street,
yeah. And he's like, Furnace Hill. I'm like, yeah. Like, what the fuck? What is going on right now, dude? And he's like, listen, like, he started crying at this, like, he literally was crying. And he's like, listen, dude, I've never told anybody this. Like, do you believe in God? I'm like,
You're like, I'm starting to.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm like, yeah, I think I do. And I was really honest with him. I'm like, you know what, dude? I just lost my father, and I'm out here for a whole other reason, which I'll get into. But I just started praying to my dad, and I ended my prayer, and I came into this bar, and he was like, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, wow. He's like, that's wild. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking wild. He goes, well, there's a woman buried in that cemetery. He goes, I was engaged to her, and I was trying to get my green card because we were going to get married. And in between me being engaged and getting my green card, she came down with leukemia. I'm like, fuck, man. And he goes, yeah, she's buried in Fern Hill Cemetery. And I'm like, okay. He's like, if you can do a favor for me, I'll open the doors for your band here, where I own all these clubs. I'm like, you don't even have to do that. Like, this is crazy. Like, what do you want? He's like, just put a flower down by your grave when you get home. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that, you know. And then he started talking to me about my situation and what I was going through and with my father and all that shit. And when I ended up touching down here, I had my band The Woods, and we had put out a song called The Perfect World like a few years before that, and another song, Take Action. So like I think we did that in like 04, right? Like 04. But like Brian, Scott, and me, you know, we were gonna like, you know, keep this thing going.
Are you guys all in a
Allegedly.
band together?
We were, yeah,
Cool.
like on different times. Yeah, at different times. It's really weird. And when I got home, like the first thing I did is talk to them, and I told them what the fuck just happened. And you know, they were like, "What the fuck?" So like we all went to the cemetery together, right? And we're looking for the gravestone, and Fern Hill's fucking big, man. There's
Yeah.
like over 1,000 graves in there.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't even dark out. We're looking for the grave. We had really loose directions from the liquor store. Like they gave us really loose directions. And these solar lights during the day, these solar lights like rows away from us came on. And Scott was like, dude, see those solar lights? And we like looked over and we're like, yeah, and they're like
you know
rows
those,
away.
like lights you like stick into the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have like a little
Yeah.
like solar thing on top
Yep.
that you can put in front of a grave.
And it was during the day. And Scott goes, how fucking trippy would that be if that was her grave? And we're like, yeah, that would be a riot. He's like, let's fucking walk towards that grave. Why not, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, we walk over to that grave, and sure as shit, it was Michelle Vitale's grave. That's the woman who died. Like, it was her fucking grave.
It's pretty wild.
Dude, I had never in my life, like, I've had some encounters in my life with what I think is God, or, you know. But that, like, this was like the bow. This was like the bow and the ribbon on the gift. You know what I mean? Like, after all that shit that
Cherry
happened.
on top.
Yeah, man, it was a cherry on top. It was fucking wild. And I think there were some tears squirted. Like, it was emotional. It was a little emotional. Yeah,
was a
you
lot
know,
of
you cried with
squirting.
me. It wasn't Brian. It was you and me. Tough guy. No, you and me got teary. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. That happened. That was the thing that happened.
I like the squirting.
Yeah, we're squirting some tears.
Could you elaborate on that?
The squirting?
Yeah.
It's pee.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So who plays what in the band?
We already went over that.
I
Nobody
play-
can hear you because you don't have a microphone in your face.
I play what? He plays guitar and he plays bass.
He plays what? He says guess. And he plays, you're retarded.
I would have guessed. I would have loved to have guessed.
Oh, guess.
All right.
You just told me though.
No, I didn't.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Guitar, drums, bass.
Nope.
Wait, do that. Do that again.
Did you say that?
Do it again.
You said guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar, drums,
Drums
bass.
and bass.
Perfect. Couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been better.
From the opposite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
This gaslighting motherfucker.
Smooth.
Oh, did I say that?
No. No.
Rewind it. It is on tape.
He pointed to the instruments and the, people that play them. In himself, which is the drums.
Oh shit. So there's two Pat McKeans that play the drums.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes.
This guy's haunting me tonight.
Judy time.
Bro. Pat's awesome. Yeah. You'd be a good really, yeah. You guys could pass as brothers. Not
That's
joking.
funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
You can check out Pat's episode on earlier in the podcast.
All right.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure. For sure.
It's
Fuck.
a great episode.
Yeah. It is a great episode. He's a great guy.
Rocket Gods.
We love Pat. Rocket God.
Rocket Gods. That's on the wall over there.
Yeah.
Rocket Gods. I seen that sticker.
What kind of music are you?
Yeah, Scott, nobody can fucking hear you.
Give me that phone.
You're not on a microphone. Get at the table. Scott Ray is asking, what kind of music are you?
Do you want this chair? I'll fold it out for you.
Scott, sit the fuck
That
down
mic,
at
that's
the
an awfully
table.
long mic cable.
Just sit down on the table.
Yeah, but there's a candle right there, and we don't want to run it over there.
Yeah, that would be.
Just sit at the table.
He doesn't have a headset
What-
though.
what
so he's
kind
just
of-
going-
Sister Judy's so
What kind
It's
of
not
music?
Sister Judy.
I
This motherfucker. It's Fur Coat Judy, you
Soul
cunt.
Sister Judy.
I
is
like Sister
better.
Judy better.
Where were you 4 years ago? That's amazing.
That is a good name, bro.
That's amazing.
You changing shit over here.
Scott, don't run over fucking all these wires.
You know he's smelling.
What's up, Biden? This what you doing?
What's up, Biden?
Dude, don't fucking start. Shut, dude, you're gonna.
You fucking dementia patient, you.
hates everything I do.
No, because you fucking come in and you destroy everything. I literally have to fix everything you fucking like, everywhere you go.
Brian's picking up your shit.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that wasn't a sound guy or anything.
Is his mic even on?
That isn't even on. Mike's not even on.
I can tell.
Holy
That's
fuck.
him.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so you play the drums.
I do.
You play the guitar.
He's
Bass.
talking into it wrong.
You play the guitar.
You should lean into that mic because that's what's picking you up.
I'm gonna split the.
You lied to me.
All right.
Drums, bass, guitar.
I just want to help.
Yeah, hang out. You're not helping.
You're killing it.
Hang out.
You're killing it.
You don't hear me, do you?
I do, but not in here.
You're not even talking into it.
Brian?
Oh, No, I'm just kidding.
I don't fucking know.
There it is.
Okay, what kind of music are
There
you?
Oh,
we
he's here.
It's a good question.
Like alternative indie punk, sort of.
Yeah.
It's all
Kind of.
over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a good energy.
They're
I'd
kind of
say.
like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but punk. Is that okay? I'm sorry.
for him.
Somebody decide.
He's not going to be okay
Oh,
with that.
I'm okay with it.
Sorry.
He's not.
I don't
Just
blame
hate
you.
Anthony Kiedis. I
But you
can't
guys
stand
sound
his
great.
voice.
I know he's
understand.
pretentious.
He
He's
is
like
a
we were talking
pretentious
about.
man.
He's kind of pretentious.
I picked up his biography.
I meant that like instrumental wise.
Yeah,
True.
he's
Okay.
pretty pretentious
He's
person
like dating
too.
a 19-year-old too.
Is he? That's pretty fucked
He's
up.
kind of a
wow.
rapist. You picked up his biography?
I
think
did
Flea
because I
sucks at the
don't.
bass,
I
which
like
is it.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers music, but I hate Anthony Kiedis.
I get it.
So I was like, maybe I'm wrong about this guy. And I picked up his book and I read like 4 or 5 pages, and I said, not
Yeah.
wrong about
I
this.
nailed him. Scott's
I
always
nailed
called
him.
Scott's always called him the king of nonsense words. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's true.
He writes his lyrics with Mad Libs.
Fucking
Does like
feels like
those.
it.
Wanna
That's-
get to
yeah.
give it to your mama.
It's good though.
Well, I saw a thing that he like figures out the rhythm and he just kind of does exactly that.
Yeah.
Like when when something new is played for him, and then he
Sure.
just kind of fills like the rhythm in with whatever
Yeah.
works.
I mean, if the music's there and you got a decent voice, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
yeah, but he doesn't. Like,
Really?
I don't hate his voice. There are certain songs that I think his voice is the only voice that could actually do that song. Like Under the Bridge.
I will agree with that.
That's
Say,
like a
Under the
perfect
Bridge.
song.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Porcelain.
voices like that,
Under
but
the
that
Bridge.
doesn't make them
Porcelain.
good.
That's a perfect song. Oh, Porcelain. Porcelain's a fucking great song.
Yeah.
too.
I don't know if
Um,
I'd say he's the only one that could do it, but
P.
But he did do it, and it
Say
is
what?
spot on.
Do you guys play in E or do you tune differently?
We're a half step down.
Half step down.
but not on purpose.
You pretentious fuck.
Yeah, all
not
on
on purpose. Not
for
on
years
purpose.
by accident.
You're pretentious.
You guys, are you like gear
No.
nerds? Do you like freak out on gear?
No.
Do you buy a lot of shit? Are you guys
No.
just like
We're-
simplistic?
We're
That's not
very
bad.
like
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
basic.
just like one chord, one amp, 4 strings, couple.
4 strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple pedals that they have, and
I got a distortion for one, but aside from that, I just kind of keep an overdrive on a
Is
Fender.
that something you came up with,
no.
or did you like take an influence from another like act or like another like player that you like a lot?
I got my pedal, the pedal I use most. I got the recommendation from Ethan.
Yeah, the
guy
the
who-
rat.
Yeah, the
The
yeah,
rat's
I have a
fucking
rat.
sick.
Ethan
dude.
Yeah.
from
It's
New
all
Alliance.
from
New
New
Alliance.
Alliance.
Yeah, they
Oh,
recorded a New Alliance.
Oh,
Dude,
cool.
it sounds amazing.
Rad is
He
a,
did a
Yeah.
fucking awesome
staple.
job, and he brought the rat out, and yeah, you bought it shortly after
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and
a
it's
few days later.
definitely like it's a
high gain.
yeah,
just fucking.
it's just a
Yeah.
signature.
As
you
a
know?
3-piece, you kind of need that too.
Yeah.
You need like the
Right.
extra
Create
weight.
that noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instrumental or someone sings?
I
Yeah,
sing
he
songs.
Oh,
sings.
cool.
Yeah.
Very
Um,
cool.
I think we fill a lot of space. We're a trio, but
Yeah,
we
you
fill a
do.
lot of space.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
We're-
even
we're-
my bassy, like my bass sound is kind of a little bit more treble. It has like like I'd
Yeah.
say a decent kind of gung to it.
you kind of teeter the line between like rhythm guitar and bass. You do a lot. You fill a lot of that space,
Yeah.
but you also keep the rhythm going.
well, I
in the
can't just.
background with the
I've never been
lows.
one of the like just 4 chords.
No,
let's,
you're
let's
not at
go.
all.
So
Dude, good
yeah.
bass player, man.
He's
Yeah.
a great,
Nasty.
He's
What-
a
So is
great
that
bass
guy
player.
right
What
there.
do you have for a rig?
Scott's a nasty.
So I have a Fender Rumble 350 that is almost broken, sort of. I got it off of Reverb, and it was like a deal and a half. The thing was like maybe $400. Normally they're like 8 or 9 or whatever they were. And I get the thing, and it's just a giant crack around the casing, but it works fucking perfect, so that's fine. And then I have a Schecter J4
Fuck
retro.
Got a Schecter over there.
Dude, they're
stiletto. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really
Fuck
nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
They are fucking great too.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of, when I bought that, I was kind of in between the like, when you're looking at brands, you can either go like, you know, you can go like Gibson or something like that, like high end, like I could only afford the lowest of like the high end, or I could afford like, you know, the middle or higher of like the low ends.
Copy that.
And I was like, you know what, I mean, and I looked at that and it was just the look of the thing. It's the seafoam
Yeah,
green.
It fits
That's
you.
cool.
Is
fits you.
just got me.
It
But
sounds
actually, the
great.
way I found that was I was in Myrtle Beach, just on vacation at like a bar, and there was this country band playing, and he was playing one of those, and the bass sound in that fucking place.
Oh, yeah.
It was also the first time I ever smoked like inside at a bar, because you can't fucking do that up here. So I was like over the moon with that, with this fat fucking bass line, like country bass line
Yeah.
going, and I
used
talked
to
to him
smoke at
afterwards.
Papa Gino's.
Yeah, you
Hell
see,
yeah.
I fucking missed that cut.
Yeah.
God
That's
damn.
a testament to sound, though. Like,
great
if the
time.
sound's good, a lot of things start off at a much higher like scale. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
like if the sound's taken care of, you can do a lot more.
yeah,
You're
they're
relying
balanced.
on your playing instead of just like
Exactly.
effects and bullshit
Right,
and
or
filler
you, like
crap.
Yeah.
drumming too. Like if the sound's on for you, you don't have to play as hard. If you don't have to play as hard, you can focus more on hitting the right
Yeah.
things.
Velocity.
Yeah, exactly.
How
like
to hit,
where
when to
where you
hit,
got to be
yeah.
instead of how hard you got to be heard.
That's cool. You play like a big drum kit. You got like a
No,
lot, like
no,
Neil
it's-
Peart type shit.
No, I
No?
got a snare, one tom, and a floor tom.
Jazz setup.
You
yeah,
guys playing a
I
lot of
would-
shows or anything? Like,
No, we haven't played
Trying
for
to get back into it.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
They're releasing an album with 10 songs on it called My Big Fat Brain.
okay.
me and my big fat brain.
Were
Me
you
and my big-
guys in other bands before this one? Did you guys like? Where did you
So-
cut your teeth?
Yeah, Max and I. Well, Max was playing with a group in Alston called Tony Bullets, and a little
Over
bit
at the studio by the New Balance
Studio
building.
52.
Yep, Studio
Yeah, hell
52.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I used to go there all the time.
Awesome,
Yeah,
some
so-
awesome bands there.
They had a little spot there, and they needed a fill-in for their drummer, and they just kind of asked me to fuck around with them a little bit, and we wound up playing a show.
Hell yeah.
And that kind of turned into Tony Bullets fading away a little bit, and Max's stuff was phasing in. Max is a great writer.
Did you guys play with Laughing Stock?
That's
Don't believe we ever played with Laughing
They
Stock.
were at that studio too, I think.
No shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my buddy Jared. His wait, what was the band called?
Tony Bullets.
Tony Bullets.
I could have sworn. Huh.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
swear
really
I've seen you
familiar.
guys on a flyer, I think.
No.
I joined Tony
I thought
Bullets
the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
it sounds so fucking familiar.
little ways in. They had a different guitarist for a
Yeah.
little bit, and it wasn't like an amicable breakup for them. So they may have played with Laughing Stock before I was in there.
What was it like being a band in Austin?
It was really
It's
an
fucking
experience.
sick, right?
It was cool.
quite
Yeah.
the
It was
experience.
cool.
It's something I look back on a lot.
the underground shows were the best.
That's what
like
we
you go to
mostly
these
did.
like basement shows, and like the actual the basement you're in is a stone foundation.
Handsome Mansion.
There's no
Yeah.
there's
the
no
Handsome
you have
Mansion?
no business playing music down there, or even like
absolutely.
standing down there.
And there's like fucking cockroaches running around.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
dirt. There's a dirt floor and stone walls, and
And it's beautiful.
it is. It's cool.
It's the way music
Yeah.
should be
Did
experienced.
you guys have like a conversation about like when you were starting the band, like talk about influences? Like, was there one band that like kept coming up, being like, "Oh, we all three of us love
No.
this band"?
no.
No.
Not really, but I do. I draw, I guess, a lot from like violent Soho kind of shit, like Australian punk, like
Okay.
British
Nice.
kind of sounds.
What's Violent Soho? I never heard that
They're
term.
like
Yeah,
a
what is that?
they're 4 or 5 piece like Australian punk band, very raw.
Oh, okay.
Like
Like what's that band called?
The Living
Chats?
End.
the Japs.
The Chats.
The
Yes,
Chats.
yeah,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
No,
Chats.
the Chats.
Yeah, yeah.
They have that song. The price of smokes are going up again. The price of
Yeah,
smokes
yeah,
are going up again.
Dude, I remember that video. Yes.
Ammo and the Sniffers.
Yep,
They
yep.
say
yep,
cunt
yep, yep.
like every song. So
Yep.
That's
they're
great.
cool.
And
Oh, yeah.
twat.
Great.
That's you.
So that's a band though.
Yes, yeah. So I definitely have bands that I kind of draw on sound wise and whatnot, but
He's a great
yeah.
lyricist, great singer, and he's got a very
Can we play
unique-
more of their shit while we're talking to them?
Yeah.
Hell
Can
yeah.
we just like, yeah, put on more of their shit. Look at
Can I
Brian. He's like, nah, I don't want to do
Brian's like,
anything.
I'm
Don't
eating
make me
fucking chips
fucking
over here.
play
What the
some
fuck?
Can I steal another cigarette
It's like
from
I'm
you?
balls deep in this bag of fucking old crapper right
Oh, buddy.
He just gave you the
Oh, you
look,
got
what
another
the fuck?
pack?
Oh, buddy.
Oh no, I don't know. I kind of like these right now.
Oh, wow.
Don't make
that's
me
sad.
use this
I know.
fucking computer.
Oh, this is-
in
you
front
got
of
two
my
left.
I
face.
already did. I fucking muted him.
Here, you got 2 left. I'll take one.
No, take one. I have another
No,
pack,
it's
bro.
all good.
I have other packs.
It's all right. Now you got 2 more.
Right, bro.
I do need a lighter though.
Yeah, come on. Give it to me. Dude, this is good. Listen. Oh, you can't hear it. You can't fucking hear it, Scott. Well, I'll tell you right now. This is nasty. This thing the fuck out. Hey, take this.
It's riffy. It's like very riffy.
Yeah, dude. The bass player, this guy right here. I was thinking
It's like it's got a little Mars Volta-y.
yeah.
Those guys
Let's
pretend.
say at the drive-in.
Like
Mars
the
Volta's
riff.
pretentious. We talked about the word pretentious.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. No, it's really nasty. They all know what they're doing.
No, it's
the
great.
timing measures,
Yeah,
the
little
guitaring,
mapping.
the fuck yeah, the mathy, like the drumming is really good.
Thank you guys.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
100%.
That's the stamp of approval by the best bass player I know, to be honest.
Thank you.
And he's in
I
a
like the
band that
vocals.
has
Thank you.
Vocals are sick.
motherfucking.
Riff it.
And he writes his shit too.
He writes it. He writes it. He writes it. We just
You form it.
we roll with it.
Yeah, man.
You know, we just tune it.
It's never the same, which I appreciate always. Like, I come
So-
with ideas, and it turns into something totally different.
Beautiful.
And it's
Yeah.
a beautiful
You
thing.
gotta be open to
So,
that.
You have to.
It-
I
you guys
remember-
have that
Way.
like cohesiveness where like you're writing the songs and all of you guys have your say and you write it together.
I remember seeing Max play live a few times in Boston, and it was acoustic, because for a while, like, you were just doing your acoustic thing,
Sir.
and it was all original stuff, and it was really good. And the way that you play and sing, I'd been out of music. I'd been out of playing with other people for a while, and it was really, really cool to see the way that you wrote your songs and the way that you actually felt your songs. And you fell through with them, and when you were performing them, you felt them wholly. And I really appreciated that.
Thank you.
I really appreciated that. And I think that's always been an aspect of how you bring songs to us. Is like the song is already, it's written, and it could stay the same way, and we could just be in the background, and it would still be a good song. It would automatically be a good song. Really appreciate the way that you write songs.
Thank you.
Can I add something?
Sure.
I just want to take a wild shot in the dark.
Yeah.
You guys have a very free flow but organized sound, which is the best because that's what cultivates like original music. I'm guessing that when you write, some of the stuff that you procure comes into you.
In what way? In what sense?
Like it just
Where do you get
like it just
inspiration
comes
from?
into you.
Yes.
And you put it out.
Yes.
Like you're open to transmission. Like you're
Yes.
hearing something and you hear it in your head, and then you.
It's funny
Write
you say
it.
that. Actually,
Yeah. It's called a
Sometimes
muse, but yeah.
Lyrics will just pop into my head,
Yep.
and then that's a good starting point. But
It's a good therapy.
it's just random, and it just happens.
You're a natural.
Is it your
writer.
therapy? Is it your therapy?
It is. I love to write.
Yeah.
It's even just besides music. I think it's a great therapy to have.
Yeah.
And so you're a Manchester United fan.
And I am a
He
Manchester
is.
United fan.
How did you guess that? Did he say something? Did you say
I
that?
see his hat.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Scott's a big football
Do
fan.
you pull inspiration like from places and then just like pull out like a notepad and start writing shit down? Do you have like at 2:00 on Saturdays I sit down and write?
I try to be a little regimented, but it's been harder recently. But
Like are you a scheduled writer or are you like on the moment like you just pull shit out?
it's a little bit of both. I do like having
Yeah.
a schedule because it keeps me routined and disciplined, and I think it helps hone the skill of being able to go back and think about it, what you wrote yesterday, what you're writing now. But I do also just when it comes,
Isn't
I
it-
need to write and
Yeah.
need to put it down or else it's gone.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll be laying in bed and,
And it just
something will
pops
hit
in.
you and you have to get up and do it.
You have to write it down. It's gone.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Happens in the shower with me all the time. Like
Shower boy.
dude, when I'm in the shower, like I'll come up with a bass.
Do you have like a
for no
waterproof
reason.
notepad that you
You
keep in the
jerk
shower?
off.
No, I just kind of do like boom, 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 boom.
So actually, though, but so we have a couple songs, probably like 3 to 4 now, where Joe's just kind of fucked around with a bass riff, and it's turned into a song. Pushover was you.
Mhm.
Pushover was you. I'm trying to think what else though, because there's been a couple.
Never
instances.
slept. I brought. But
Never
that's a new
slept.
one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
They both have this thing where they have an idea or multiple ideas, because there's plenty of songs where we fuck around just like everybody else, and you bring it to the table, and sometimes it turns to something and sometimes it doesn't, but when it does, it's really fun. It's just fun to play. And
Well, we'll get in that mode too. Like we're kind of in that mode right now. We're doing some writing for new album.
Yeah,
and everything.
we probably have like 5 or 6 right now that are new, and I would say we're working on a new album.
So you guys are about to release. You guys are in the middle of releasing Me and My Big Fat Brain.
Yeah.
And you're working on new music for the next album.
Yeah. We'll release Me and My Fat Brain in a week or two, and we have probably half of an album written, and
Perfect.
it's fucking fun, man. And this new one is like, it's the cool thing about we're trying not to rush through and just be like, yeah, we got 2 albums, that's cool, but life has to happen when you're making those songs, and I feel like a lot of life has happened between when we finished recording the first one and even now when we're maybe close to halfway through the second, and a lot of life's happened, and it's we don't just find something that's a cohesive song and just stick with it. Like we play it a bunch of times, and it's still fun, it's enjoyable, and it's revisable, and we do it.
That's how I know, because I don't get tired of them. Like we will practice songs for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
How long have you been in a band for?
4 years.
Right about now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they started during COVID, which is
band.
fucking
shit.
awesome.
We got really lucky with that too, because honestly, I was on the wait list here for a while,
Oh.
and we were like, right when we were forming, I hit him up again, and because especially when you're not in here, it's like you call him, you get on the wait list, then like 4 months later you call, like 6 months later you call, 4 months later you call, and just this one time I called and he's like, actually, you know what, I have a place opening up in like a week and a half.
Yeah, we
I'm
had
like,
that small room.
What the
in
fuck?
that hall. So if you
13.
go down, 13. So that small closet hall, like it's
At the end of the hallway.
it's like a
We've had every
12.
room in this
It's like a
building,
12
I
by
think.
8 room. It's very tiny. So the
Is it
drums.
the one that's in the middle? Like the ramp goes down and it's like right to the right.
No ramp. There's no ramp. So if you walk
No,
down,
in the hallway though, like there's a
if you
ramp,
walk
like,
down
right
that
outside.
ramp and go left, and then take a left down that
Oh,
hallway.
the newer rooms. kinda.
All down.
Yeah.
So
By
like
Branch
my
Davidian and shit,
my
right?
drum
Yeah.
set,
Yeah.
I couldn't get into the drums unless I moved a couple things,
Copy.
sat down.
It would get so hot in there too. Oh
Did you guys ever go to Hanson Priority?
We
tried
did.
to
We
for a minute.
We went in there for a day, and it was an experience.
yeah.
Good.
And
Remember
we were told that we could have a spot, and
If we built it.
if we built it, and we were
Pigeon
looking
shit
at like,
rooms?
what's that?
They had pigeon shit rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was
There
also
was rooms
trying
that
to.
had 6 inches of pigeon shit in it.
No fucking
doesn't
way.
shock
Scrape
me.
them out if you wanted the room.
Well,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the deal. Like all this shit had to be scraped for us to get in there. He was like, "Yeah, if you build the walls and scrape the shit off the ceiling, you can have it." And we're like,
No.
"We're already here."
No, but then it got worse, because then it was like he'd text me and be like, "Hey, can you just come over here and like help me build some rooms,
Yeah.
like, and I'll
Yeah.
maybe pay?" And I'm like,
No.
no, that's not gonna.
And it worked out because our new spot is probably half the space of this, but it's all we need. It's just us 3, and we love it.
Yeah.
It's all we need.
Yeah.
It's great.
I know when he said, "Hey, I have a new room for you,"
Yeah,
like
that
we
was-
went in there, we're like,
Oh man, it
Oh
was
my fucking
It was
God.
amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It still is. We love it. We love it.
yeah.
It's Hanson Priority was wild. For a short time, I ran security there, and I got fired because I interrupted a crime scene.
Why would you do that?
How did that happen?
So
the
let it
owner,
happen.
the owner of the building, his name was Gary Fisher, like the bike company.
Okay.
He didn't own the bike company.
Yeah.
But he was like this fat old like Jewish lawyer
Pedophile.
guy who used to like sexually like traffic kids.
Oh, that's
and he
not
was
cool.
and he shot like kiddie porn out of that building.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they finally
Back to kiddie porn.
Yeah, man. They finally
circle.
arrested him. Yeah, they arrested him and he was on his deathbed dying of
Is this
diabetes.
the guy that we met? No.
Maybe.
This is like
No, you guys
100
would have
years
been
ago.
you guys would have been like fucking 9 years
Like
old.
30.
Well,
Who's
that
this
sounds
kid?
like
We
when
would've
a
been the
lot of
kid
people
getting
would have met him.
trafficked.
Yeah.
It sounds like when a lot of people met him.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, it was wild.
Nice.
But when I was
Max.
working there, he was dying. When I was working there, he was under investigation, in handcuffs, dying in a bed at his home on hospice in diabetes and dialysis. and there was yellow caution tape up over his office inside the Hanson Priority building. And I called like my friends, and I'm pretty sure I called you because everybody was at the zoo. And I'm like, dude, let's go into Gary Fish's room. Nobody thought about it, dude. We were like fucking, we were like 20, 21 years old, and we were like, yeah, right. So like Luke was pissed when all this happened. The guy, the landlord of this building.
Clown shoes.
Yeah, we all went into that room and we're like rifling through filing cabinets. Found like a pair of like roller skates and Polaroids of like a 9-year-old girl, and it was fucking horrendous.
God.
And then I got a call by Luke the next day because there's cameras everywhere, and he's like, "Hey, did you go into Gary Fish's office with like caution tape? Like the police tape is up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my friends and I went in there to like take a look at it. It was pretty fucked up."
We found some weird shit.
And he was, we found some weird shit.
You got some
He was like,
explaining to do, Luke.
He was like, dude, you guys like literally just interrupted a crime scene. I'm like, I'm sorry. And he was like, I gotta let you go. You're running security. I'm like, it was just me and my friends. He's like, dude, you interrupted a crime scene.
I'm
It's like,
sorry.
fuck.
Like,
He said, I'm sorry.
I didn't touch the kid.
Dude, he
Yeah,
ran.
I'm
he-
about
dude,
to say.
he-
Found the ball.
He
right?
hired the right dude, though. We had a group of crazy friends that would do anything to protect that place. And,
Yeah. Smoking
I
room.
fucked it up.
I saw many ghosts in that smoking room.
Yeah, man, that place was haunted
Dude,
as
that
fuck.
that place was wild.
It was haunted
That was
as
a,
fuck,
that's
dude.
another place. Like as I get older,
Popcorn
I'm just
is
like,
really good.
damn, it's kind of wild. That
This
we
is
walked through
amazing
that
popcorn.
place.
Yeah.
Gluten
I mean,
free.
it's turning into apartments.
I
now,
gotta hear
think.
about the ghosts. You're seeing ghosts?
Just like little blurs of like things like peering across. Like there was a smoking room where they had a Nintendo with every single game and like couches. And this is back when you could smoke inside. So they were like, if you're gonna smoke, please smoke in this room called the smoking room. Remember we were like sitting there at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Looking at the door, and the door was just like it was all dark in the room behind it. So you see like an empty door frame, and then I just remember seeing like this like that same height as like a kid. It was like a little like blur, just kind of like peer, like look at us and like kind of like go like that. And I was like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" Dude.
Ghost Hunters went there. The show
Cops,
Ghost
yeah.
Hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went there.
I remember
and,
hearing that.
Yeah, dude, they didn't end up broadcasting the episode they were filming there. What happened was the guy they had in there with the camera, and I know this from Luke, like firsthand. What happened was the guy was there alone, there with his camera, and he saw an apparition, and he freaked out, and he started running. And then he hit his head off one of the low-hanging pipes, and it laid him out on the ground in the hallway.
And pooped his pants.
And allegedly, the story is that there was like multiple apparitions that were like
Teabagging him
surrounding him, and like he froze because he couldn't get up, and he was terrified because there was like multiple apparitions around him. And he wouldn't get up. And the next day, like the ambulance from like Hanson Fire Department had to come like pick him up, go in there and
clean
get him
his
out of
poop
there.
up.
Yeah, no, he like lost his mind trying to film that episode of Ghost Hunters.
Oh,
And
shit.
yeah.
That's insane.
There's a lot of crazy shit.
I'd lose my bowels too if I saw a ghost in real life.
I would. I have seen a ghost.
And
in
I
real
probably
life,
have like 90 around me when I fall asleep as it is.
I don't know. This is a really fucked up story. A friend of ours, there's a really bad story. I'm not going to name him, but he got into a fight with the security guard there named Kevin. We used to call him Power Socks. He committed suicide there. And after he died, our friend didn't know he died and went there and got into like a fight with him. Yeah. And
That's
the cops
fucked.
had to come, and like, it's a really, really convoluted, confusing story to tell, and I don't want to go into detail because my friend does not want that story being told.
Fair enough.
He basically fought a guy that died like 48 hours before.
I want to know where
Like,
Fur Coat Judy came from.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It comes from this story.
Yeah, you guys just said it.
Fur Coat
We were
Judy?
getting to that part.
If I had to guess,
It's
I would say that's a girl that you banged that had a giant bush, and you were like, we call it
A
Fur
hooker
Coat.
that a
he's
hooker.
really good.
That's exactly
He's
what-
really good.
Is it a hooker that you all fucked?
No,
A stripper that you
Even
went
better.
to.
it's way
A
more
stripper
boring.
named
than that.
Judy,
It's
the
no.
foxy lady, with a
So-
big bush.
My mother-in-law.
It's disgusting. I don't want to eat popcorn off this dirty.
Yeah, you
table.
do.
It's hard rock.
It's good for your gut
He
biome.
thinks everything's dirty though.
It's good
I'm
for
a
your gut biome.
No, it's not that exciting. So my mother-in-law works. She's
What
a
a
nurse.
whore.
Yeah, she's a saint.
I'm kidding. I'm
She's a
sure
saint.
she is.
Take,
I'm sure.
take that back. We could go anywhere with this podcast, but not there.
We love your mother-in-law.
Damn right.
Here it
She's
is, a Hard
amazing.
Rock Life. She's a sweetheart.
She's the best.
I apologize.
It's okay. You don't have to.
Took offense to that.
No,
huh?
but she's just the best.
She actually is.
She's oh no! Stop it. Stop it. She
This is your mother-in-law, you said?
yeah
Oh, fuck.
yeah
That was way closer than
yeah.
I,
You're burying me right
Yeah,
now.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I don't want to bury
Popcorn
you.
eating
No.
motherfucker.
She
It's gluten-free, bro.
she works at a hospital, and one of the nurses that works there, her name's Judy, and she always wears a fur coat. And it came out that everybody called her Fur Coat Judy, and we were still looking for a band name. We were kind of like toying around. I don't even know what we had in store.
All we had
At the
was
time.
fights for weeks.
It
We
was-
just
yeah,
fought
it was
over
just-
a
yeah.
name.
Like we
for
didn't have any.
fucking
There wasn't
weeks.
anything that was like, you know, like you guys have definitely done it, right? Like you pick a band name and you're like, I don't like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
we'll go with it, but like
Yeah.
I'm not whatever. So they called this woman Fur Coat Judy, and I remember hearing that, and I was like, that's a fucking band
It's a
name.
dope name.
That's a great band name.
Yeah.
So
What
I
was
brought.
like number 2 runner-up?
I don't know. I
It was
can't.
it was
forgetting.
hand, foot, mouth.
Yeah,
Hand,
yeah,
foot,
yeah.
and mouth.
No,
Yeah.
no. So
Like the
we
baby
actually
disease.
Yeah.
played a show
As hand, foot,
as
mouth.
hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh, no
and
shit.
Who
and-
was who?
and
Yeah, which one was what?
He was
Well,
Mr.
that's a great
Hands.
question,
You
yeah.
you're
Oh,
my
no,
phone
yeah.
is Mr. Hands.
Mr. Hands.
Yeah.
Well, that's I
That's a very
appreciate
famous
that.
person. I don't know if you know who
appreciate
Mr.
that.
Hands is.
Whose foot?
I was the foot. I'm pretty sure.
Mr. Hands is a
He's
guy who got
mouth.
fucked to death by a horse.
Yeah, he is.
Mouth.
Yeah, he
Small.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll skip that
Yeah.
one and say Mr. Foot.
and Fur Coat Judy just kind of like came back, and it was like, this is a sick name, and we kind of just
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
yeah,
That
I
is a
love
sick
it.
name.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got that out of you guys.
FCJ.
You've been wondering the whole time.
2.5 hours.
That's
in.
why you're still here.
Yeah.
Good call, Scotty.
Yeah, Fur Coat Judy. Do you like play into that? Do you like ever gonna wear a fur coat on stage type shit?
Oh yeah, it's come up. It's come
Yeah.
up. So we've played we like the themed shows. We
Cover,
like
the,
to
cover
wear.
the drums in like fur coat.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
We like to theme up for the shows, whether it's like a common theme or just dress up. So what was the so when we played at the Jungle,
Oh, that place is fun.
it's
Ooh.
fun. The
Jungle's
sound,
awesome.
the sound isn't
Awesome.
great. It's
No.
very just kind of like set up on a stage, and
Yeah.
you know the drums aren't mic'd up.
Yeah.
But that was our first like real show.
I had a good time
there.
there.
Yeah, it was a great time, and everybody was into it, and that's cool. But then you kind of play around, and you get to a place where they actually mic the drums up, and they like you know, and it just changes
It's-
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole different vibe, and
For
it goes
sure.
back to into like, you know, if the drums are mic'd up, not to keep talking about drums, but you know,
Drum.
if I don't have to play as hard, I
Of
can play
course.
better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
It's good that you recognize that.
yeah, I would rather play softer and just have everybody hear everything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like less is more.
Yeah.
It's definitely less is more, and I don't know, if you're slamming the drums, it's a great time, and usually at shows people receive to it well. But I think on a audio level, if you're playing things well and things are mic'd up well, it's an all around better show.
Yeah, and even in like dynamics wise.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like
you can
for a
tone it down,
drummer,
tone it up. But if
Exactly.
you're not mic'd
Yeah.
up, you gotta if you're on the drums, you gotta play as hard as you can to be heard. And now everybody's playing as hard as they can.
Yeah.
So now it just changes the whole vibe of the show. It goes from knowing the songs to like really intricately playing the music and like going up and down and
Dude, where did you learn how to play drums? Because like
well-
you have a good you have like a very well understanding of like drums, like clearly.
So I don't feel that way. I feel like every time we play a show, every other drummer there is a better drummer than me.
yeah.
I would definitely.
Aw.
I would-
That's humble.
I would, no,
Says
no,
who?
no, no, no. I would definitely say that because, their technique is better. They're doing more things that are they're more in tune with how things work.
Yeah, but you're seeing that.
Yeah.
You have a very unique way of playing. I don't know what it is.
Naked?
I don't know if it is naked. It is naked.
Well, it's an unorthodox
Oftentimes.
style though too. Some of the ways that like you make your beats is
With your third
especially-
leg, the
'cause,
way
like-
that third leg hits the bass drum.
Well, no, like some
Let's
of
do the double.
like
It's not
your
that big.
hi hat, like it's like you never. I don't think I've ever just heard a like simple like 2/4 out of you. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think I've ever heard that.
I'm trying to do that more now though, because the more music I listen to, maybe it's because I've followed the same bands for a little while. It feels like the better they get, the more simplified the drummer is because he's not doing too much.
He's in the pocket.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. Like I really like the simplified stuff. But I feel like our first album was very much, I just didn't want our first one to be very cookie cutter, just 1 2 1 2, just
But I think that was kind of all of us too, because the
Yeah,
way that like
I think so.
same thing with my bass lines. the
We're
same thing
getting
with
to
your-
you. This guy.
Wait your turn.
Huh?
I'm only-
Hey, don't silence the bass player. What the fuck are you thinking?
no, I'm only
Just
kidding.
listen, I hold it up. No,
Dude, you guys are the spine of the band. Let's hear it.
no, absolutely.
Joe
Well,
tears it up. Joe
I know he
tears it
totally
up.
does.
So
That's why I'm busting his balls.
I couldn't have any fun if it wasn't
Well,
for
I
Joe.
mean,
course
the
not,
way that
of
we
course
puzzle
not.
piece in though too, and then separate off of you, because I base a lot of my shit off of what you bring to us, especially the way that like I'll follow your riffs and then split off or go back in or try to find, because it's just fitting puzzle pieces together, but
Yeah.
making them.
Yeah.
Making it all work at the same time, making it cohesive,
Yeah.
and making it
Hell
sound
yeah.
good.
But, like-
I didn't hear your album, but is there any other elements besides guitar, bass, and drums? Did you add like synths or like samples?
No, we just
Bongos.
layered. Yeah, bongos. But like we,
That's it.
we for the album, we just tried to
You know,
layer to
we-
make it fill in more.
We stomped. That was probably
stomped.
We did,
We
yeah.
stomped.
We did.
Hell
So
yeah.
we mic'd up our feet. We mic'd up our feet for the end of one of the songs, and we stomped, and it was very fucking cool.
What? You never
Yeah.
hear that anymore.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was
I
very.
love
But
that.
that's all Ethan. That was Ethan's idea.
No, I don't think that was.
No, I
Ethan's idea.
think that we
was
said that.
one of
fuck you,
ours.
Ethan.
Because I wanted it to be chains. I wanted
Okay.
it to be
Yeah.
chains.
Okay. Yeah.
But he was
Yeah.
like, try marching.
Yeah.
Try marching in place. So
Yeah.
it was his idea.
That was, it was
actually.
very. No.
But it was fucking. It was a good one. It was,
It was
cool.
very cool.
That's the
He was
Australian.
game
I
for
do
it
that
too.
back
When
in
he
the
heard
day.
that,
Yeah,
he
had a
was
fun
very
time.
game for
I
it.
think he had fun recording with us. We definitely had fun. It was a lot of learning with him. He was very willing to work with us, being
And teach.
new.
Go
Yeah,
slow.
and we didn't even do it all
good.
consecutively. Like we went for, what did we do? A day to do
We did a day.
one
we
song.
went
So
one day.
yeah, for the first song we recorded was Main Street, and we did that in a day, and then we kind of went from there to figure out how we wanted to do the rest. So we booked out like 3 or 4 days
It's like a week.
to like get in there. So the first day we went back, we did all the drums, a little bass, got to the guitar, and then the end was vocals. And now we've kind of talked about it where we would go back and we'd probably set aside like 7 days and be like,
And when we listened to Sorry. not
No,
to
no,
cut
no,
you
you're
off,
good,
but
you're
when
good.
we listened to Main Street, the song that we had went in and recorded in one day
it
compared
was
to the whole
different
album,
than the rest.
we
Yeah.
re-recorded all of Main
Yeah.
Street at the end.
Yeah.
Doubling
Yeah.
guitar tracks, just single.
great.
Doubling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
layering, like
Yeah.
filling it up and
How do you recreate that live though?
We don't.
You don't. You
No.
just kind
I'm
We
sure
don't,
you guys
we
don't just do
compensate.
power
Yeah.
chords. I'm sure you guys.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like we talk
You
about
could
that.
fill
like,
it in with.
how would a
yeah.
fourth person fit? And it's that would be really cool, but we also fill a lot of space. And
No.
if we added that fourth person, we might end up going backwards. And we're not against it fully,
I get it.
but it would have to. It would just
He would have to be the lowest on the ladder.
exactly. He can't be better than any of us.
yeah.
taking applications.
But the live shows.
No, but like
You guys
we.
on Monster.com?
We weren't even
Looking for
trying to be a
someone.
band. So these guys last week you told me before, but you kind of brought it up again. Like you guys met at my house when we were just jamming
Yeah.
for
Trying
whatever.
Funk Barn.
Yeah, Funk
Yeah.
Barn is like our first little experiment.
Awesome.
Like
Yeah.
Funk
And
Barn.
And these guys just like they're great friends, and they became good friends out of that.
Yeah.
And
We hung out that one day and then hung out like every day for
Yeah.
like a
That's
month
hot.
straight, and we're just
yeah,
like,
it was
That's
cool.
so we just become best friends.
So I didn't know that until like years later, and I look at them like they're really, really close friends. And Joe and I were going to UMass Dartmouth for like, did you finish there?
I
years?
did 2.5 years. Yeah,
So I
Did you
did a
get
year
a
and a
chippy?
half.
yeah.
And we
Chippy, fuck
Max
yeah.
Max
You know
trekked
what I mean?
down with his,
You know what I'm
his
talking about,
equipment
right?
and his guitar, and we went
Getting
to
Chippy
one of the
tomorrow.
music rooms, and we just set up our instruments, and we played for like 3 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then
years later.
nothing, and then all of a sudden, we're trying to play again. I really didn't want. I was in a couple bands growing up, and I just
What one?
that you wouldn't even know. Like
Try me.
You wouldn't even know.
Try me. I know
You
all
wouldn't
the
even
younger
I
bands.
know every Hanson, Whitman Hanson band under the sun.
I'm afraid to say.
We actually call Whitman Hanson bands like meatball pepperoni bands.
Okay.
So like that's a style
Spicy?
of Whitman Hanson metal. It's called meatball pepperoni.
Yeah, no, we weren't. We weren't metal at all.
Okay.
We weren't metal at all. We were.
Like 9 times out of 10, if you're practicing at priority, you're like.
No, we
meatball.
weren't practicing there. We were at our buddy's house upstairs.
Oh,
like,
copy that.
Yeah, so it was very like
Oh, that's right. You just started practicing here recently.
it was
Not
very
the way
like I don't know. It just wasn't much. We sounded good, but it wasn't anything.
But you were like enabling, like people were letting you jam. Like you had a space to jam when you were younger. Like you had a place to go.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah, it was great. It was
That's
it was
sick.
an awesome time. Like that's where I first like actually like really smoked weed and like
Fuck yeah.
went and played
It's like your
music.
mother's
and I was
barn.
That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
We had-
like
we had
it's
a funk bar.
it's a oh.
The funk bar might be coming back, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's a great experience. It's very fun. But
You have like older brothers, like other people. Because for me personally, like I got into music because my 2 friends' older brothers were in like the ska band,
okay.
and so like we were like, oh.
Do you
fuck.
know? Do you know the Pagans?
yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
So
I know
do you
the
know?
motorcycle
Do you know
gang.
Andy?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know Nick?
I don't know them.
But okay, so you know of the Pagans.
Yeah.
They're a family of like really great musicians. They're
Yeah.
very skilled at everything they do music wise. Andy, so this is so stupid and funny, but the first group that I played with was out of pop rock class in high school,
Okay.
and we wound up playing like the Christmas concert or whatever, and we had a. You throwing that at me?
Yeah, I am.
I'll smoke it.
It bounced.
I see it.
Sakes.
But it was really fun, and we spent a lot of time trying to like make it our own. And Andy was the guitarist of that, and he was great at that.
Yeah.
And then it's
Whitman Hanson had like a
yeah,
a,
so
a
yeah,
class.
yep. So you have a
Yeah.
class pop rock, and
What?
you just
Yeah.
Scott,
go every
shut
day.
up.
No, I'm just
No,
I
it's
wanna
a
know.
good. It's like it was really fun. It was
You kind of
fucking.
skimmed over that. That's interesting.
It was
so.
very fucking fun, and it turned out that
Oh, I mean, fuck.
for
Integral
Christmas.
part there, fucking Skippy.
So for Christmas, they have like the marching band that does all their shit, and then they have the pop rock band, and you can elect or choose to be in that pop rock band, and you can put together a whole set list.
Yeah.
What
to-
grade are we
Women
talking?
Hanson has an amazing
This
music
was
program.
yeah.
Oh, it
they,
was
they
great.
have
Mr. Leg,
for a
Mr.
long
Leg
time.
was awesome. You
Yeah.
had
Mr.
Don
Don Darrow was
Yeah.
the man. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're
Come on.
amazing over there. My nephew Aiden came up in the music, like Women Hanson music. Dude, they're awesome.
Meatball pepperoni.
Yeah,
Do you know,
no,
do you
they
know-
have a great program.
you guys know Crossroads music?
Yes,
Fuck
of
yeah, the
course.
You know
Doolittles.
the Craigs.
Doolittles, bro.
I don't. The Doolittles.
Who the fuck are the Craigs?
So Brennan Craig, Brennan
We gotta-
Craig,
hold on.
Is it different Crossroads?
his dad. I don't know his name, so I'll call him Mr. Craig. He
Okay.
owns Crossroads. So
Craig Doolittle? His last name has to be
no,
Doolittle.
they must have sold it.
Yeah, they
Bob
must
and
have.
Paul owned Crossroads.
Yeah, Bob Doolittle.
forever.
pretty sure his name's Bob Craig.
His name's Bob Doolittle.
Yeah.
All right,
I know
must
the
have
guy-
sold it.
He has another
Or maybe
family.
they have a partner. Maybe it's a partner.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gotta be. It's gotta be.
They must have recently sold it because.
Okay.
Well,
Wait,
Well, what
how
about-
long? How long ago were you talking?
So this
about?
would have been
is she like a skinny kind of guy?
Before we turf fight
No.
here.
this would have been about 13 years ago.
Oh shit! No, that was Bob Doolittle, nigga. You have no idea. No, I'm just kidding. He might be Bob Craig. He might.
No,
be
there was a third guy.
There's
involved.
probably a
there
couple.
was a third guy.
I
involved.
believe it. It was
No,
probably
probably
Bob Craig.
There's probably a couple of
It
them.
had to be Bob Craig.
So he allowed us. We practiced this whole Christmas thing at his house because his son was the drummer.
Shit.
Yeah, and it was a great time. It was a really fun time. It kind of introduced me to like playing with other people.
What age are we talking here?
I was like 16,
Okay.
and I was like very new at guitar, so I just played bass and I sang, and it was very like bass
So you're
level.
multi-instrumental.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore. I like the drums. I like to sit. I really like sitting. Sitting in the back is nice. But we had a really good time, and then so Andy was the guitarist, and kind of clashed a little bit with a couple of the guys in that group, and turned out that Andy could also play drums, and he was an even better drummer than he was a guitarist. Fantastic drummer, still is. And so we started playing at his house, and we were the Copacetics. That was the name of our band.
Oh.
Okay.
That rings a bell.
I just saw Janet at a show, actually.
Janet,
Euler.
nope, I was thinking of
Different
another Janet.
generation. Different generation.
Different copacetic.
He's thinking about Janet from the
Oh.
He's thinking about Hag. He's thinking
No,
about.
no.
Yeah,
There
you
was a
are.
band- there was a band after that.
I know.
Janet
She
was in
played for
Hag.
the Copacetics, but she was in Hag originally.
Yeah.
We're talking about two different generations, Brian.
Yeah, this is a different copacetic there.
The Copacetics aren't the only Copacetics,
Yes,
bro.
they are. Yes, they are.
In
We
Brian's mind.
we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of
I
fun,
bet you did.
and it was a great time. But I guess
ironic though.
I guess egos collided, and I wanted nothing to do with the possibility of like playing with people again and having it turn into like
Another
whatever
Janet.
it is that
Hey,
like
what?
people get into with playing music. Like they just get weird. So this guy,
Yeah.
he was always like, "Hey, dude, like let's play together." And I like we've been really good friends for a long time.
Fucking
And I was
weirdo.
like, I don't. Yeah, I was like, no, dude, like I don't even want to get into that. And then we played at my house once, whatever. And then we jammed a little bit in UMass Dartmouth.
Like jammed, like you picked a cover.
We did
or
no,
you
we just
like,
we
fucked
just
around?
fucking
Yeah, just
like
fucked
just
around.
fucked around.
Just, like,
and
rented
then
out-
this
yeah.
this place became a possibility, and we hopped on it. And he being the writer he just had like probably had like 7 or 8 songs right off the bat that we could hop into. So now it's not even like we're sitting there being like, all right, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Like we had something to do.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like,
And there was a moment where you kind of were like, "Fuck, we should spend
this
more
is sick.
time on this."
It was,
Like,
it was cool.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
That's
And
cool.
it's just like, that's how it became well, and obviously the Alston stuff in between that. And that wasn't really, I guess I was afraid of commitment at the time.
Sure.
And
Well,
he'll-
it's intimidating when you have a writer who has multiple songs and you're like coming into this thing. And it's,
Yeah, and my perspective is like, I understand if you want to do something with it. I don't want to fuck it up, but I don't know how
Sure.
into it I want to get,
yeah.
and I don't want to fuck that up. And then we kind of just played, and he reiterated over and over again, like, dude, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, we
Yeah.
can just play and have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And we played and we had fun, and now we're just, whatever we do, I feel like we just.
You're fucking Fur Coat Judy.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
for real.
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
for
have a lot
burger.
of fun with it. We definitely have a lot of fun with it. I'm
Okay.
very, very
You guys
grateful.
went to Dartmouth together?
UMass
we,
Dartmouth.
yeah.
Oh,
Do you ever
no
go to
shit.
Marisol's and get a chippy?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
The
So
coffee
fucking
down there,
good.
dude.
So fucking
It's a
good.
coffee, bro.
The evaporated milk.
Phenomenon.
Is that
It's-
like right at that busy intersection? right
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
You are a
dude.
cultured motherfucker,
Nuts.
Scott, right?
So good.
You know your way around.
Oh,
He
God
does.
damn. So let's see. Okay, 92 Manchester United. We got Beckham, Giggsy, Scholes, Neville. Go. Cantona.
man.
Go.
Oh, he beat you.
Yeah,
He's
you already
just
beat
wearing
me.
the hat
You
to be
already beat me.
cool. You just made him
He
not
never
cool.
wears hats.
Just ruined it.
92.
Easily the best.
Fucking
Easily the best in Manchester
4
United
years before
team
me.
of all time.
Scotty, you just made him not cool.
Ferguson. No, I'm not.
You just made him very insecure.
I'm trying
I was-
to get.
I was
I'm trying
already
to strike
not
up
It
cool.
some
wasn't that
confidence.
hard.
Thanks for
Don't
ruining our
worry.
It's the
guest.
dude, did you see the Beckham documentary?
Yes, I did.
Dude,
Fucking
Fisher
pretty good.
Stevens made a.
Oh, what is the Beckham documentary on?
Let's just call it Beckham. You know who Fisher Stevens is?
Yeah.
The guy
No,
from
I
Johnny
don't.
Five.
I
The
don't.
guy who played the Indian guy in Johnny 1995.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And he was
Oh.
also
What?
the
Short
the plague
Circuit?
In,
Are you talking about Short Circuit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was the plague in Hackers, the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Fisher Stevens.
Oh.
He's like best friends with David Beckham.
What?
And they made a sick documentary, dude.
Really?
It was
very
It's
good.
got fucking Gary Neville's in it, Cantona's in it, who's my favorite player of all
Wow.
time.
Yeah, you love Cantona.
I want
awesome.
to. I want to
Yeah.
know
That kick.
more. So you played with Lenny.
No. I DJ'd at Midway Cafe, and he owes me money.
And he owes him
And if
money.
you're hearing me right now,
So
no, because
Pay up, you piss
he was
poor
like,
boy.
he goes,
Yeah.
no, it's really my fault to clear the air because he was like, you can stay till 2 a.m. till we close and get your money. And I was
That
like,
dude rules.
Fuck,
He's
I
a
don't want to
good
stay
dude.
till
Dude,
2 a.m. to get
he's
paid.
got some.
Oh,
He's
there
got
it is.
some.
There's the truth.
Lenny has.
fucking lazy stuff.
Lenny has some really, really, really good music.
Oh, dude,
I
he's
don't
got
know,
some
Brian.
great
You
music.
play with him.
My old band played with Darkbuster.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
song.
Gibby.
So, do you
Yeah,
know? Were you around with him at all for Lenny and the Piss Poor Boys?
Yeah, we all were.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's
Played
a
at
really
Romans.
fun
Yeah, you
album.
were.
and
They
it's-
played at Romans, I said.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
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 I love his shit.
We grew up going
love
to
it.
Romans.
There's so many quotable lines from his album that like I just want to sit at the
Dude,
bar.
they played
Oh.
Darkbuster at the Bruins games, you know.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. know
Yeah,
that.
I forget what song it is, but one of the songs what's their like? One of their bigger songs. It's like their biggest song they play at the Bruins game, like during like the commercial.
I'm
breaks.
having a brain fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Me
I
too,
know.
but
Multiple times I was.
I
like,
would know it if I heard
Yeah.
it for sure. And then Lenny and the Piss Poor Boys is just like
Cheap Wine and Cigarettes. That's an epic song.
That might be the one they play.
That whole album is great. That was
Yeah,
their
it
first
it's
is.
one.
awesome.
It is.
It's awesome. I saw somebody. I was at the Levitate Music Festival a few weeks ago,
Fag.
and
yeah.
somebody had. I know. Well, somebody was there with a Darkbuster T-shirt on.
Were
I
you
was like,
moshing to all
They
this
probably got it at
Collins?
H&M.
Were you moshing
No.
to all this Collins?
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
moshing
God.
at. I
All
was
this Collins.
I was moshing at Levitate hard.
You were doing the Grateful Dead dance.
Yeah.
Totally kidding.
Yeah.
All this.
No,
so good.
no,
I-
no, no.
but
We're
I-
not fucking kidding. That's not reggae.
Aldous said he was coming
No,
on
it's
this
not.
show.
It's
but
not.
He hasn't
It's not
yet.
reggae. It's kind of culture vulturing. Like they're definitely hopping on a little bit of like
Totally is.
yeah. And that is I will admit the underlying tone of that whole festival is kind of like
A third-rate Sublime.
what
Culture
so
vulture,
Sublime
yeah, that's
Sublime
funny.
actually headlined.
I know.
And it was like not at
No.
all Sublime.
No.
The
Even
band
though
was
it was
great.
2 out of the 3 original members with the son of the
Yes.
original guy.
Yeah.
So
And
the so
it
they
still
He
wasn't?
doesn't
So,
not
no.
even that good.
No, so the band played
depressing
great,
to
but
hear.
like when you think about the music, it's not that hard to play that music
It's
great.
Bradley
Especially with
Noel
that sound.
delivering
When you
this-
have that type of sound going on,
You need
it's not hard
Bradley.
to sound good.
You
It's-
need Bradley.
But his son, he was all right. He was definitely a front man,
yeah.
but he had this whole attitude about him like
I'm my dad's kid.
so but
But
no,
they have
listen.
another guitar player,
No,
though.
there-
He
no,
doesn't-
no, you're not wrong. You're
They
not
make it
wrong.
a 4-piece, right? There's
He-
like another guitar player.
He
I'm
rode
a
sorry.
nippo.
He rides that. He rides
oh,
that.
he totally does.
And he also shouted out his own personal band, which I didn't like.
Okay.
And
All right.
part of the reason I didn't like that was because he didn't even know completely what he was doing with Sublime.
Sure.
Every time the guitarist, sorry, I don't know his name, but he would come up to him in between songs and be like, "Hey, this is what we're." I could see it in real time. He'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna play
Hey,
this.
listen,
Like,
faggot."
can you do this? Can you play
We're
this?
gonna play some
We're gonna play
Sublime
this."
shit.
And they wound up leaving early because
But fucked up on
because Bradley's son didn't know all the songs.
No shit.
Yet they left early and they wound up going to like Jimmy Fallon. So
Oh, that makes sense.
I look up Jake. I
They're
think his
like,
name's
"Fuck
Jake.
this,
His
we're
name's
outta here.
Jacob
Going to New
Noel.
York."
Okay.
Jacob Noel is Bradley's son.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it turned
yeah,
out
he
there was
is.
a video that Jacob posted that night when they were on Sublime, and he was like, "Oh my God, the boys were on TV," and I'm like, why are you acting like it's crazy that Sublime's on TV?
Right.
You should be grateful or amazed that you're a part of this. Like
Yeah.
Sublime's been on TV for fucking
Dude,
20
the
years.
silhouette of your dead
had
dad is
one-
more famous than you'll
one
ever be
fucking
in a
job, though.
fucking music
Yeah.
video.
Play the guitar. Learn the fucking songs. You have one job.
Hey, can I just say
He
when
wasn't
I-
even playing. He was barely playing guitar.
But that what about that one video that came out when they like announced him playing with the band. They had this like
Yeah.
concert. They,
Yeah, it was very mediocre.
it was awesome. I thought it was great. I've always been a huge Sublime fan, and
Yeah,
then
me
I, like,
too.
I trailed off, and then when I saw that, I was like, God damn.
The concept is very cool, but when you look into it, it's all like they're capitalizing on what they had. They probably need some money. He's in a perfect spot. He wants to play some music.
He's not shooting dope.
Yeah, that'll do it too. Which like that's cool.
And
That's
he's got-
good.
and the
He's got a
fucking-
future.
But
and the
but
Dirty
it-
Heads fucking filled the slot that Sublime was supposed to
the
be
Dirty
in.
Heads played at like 3 in the afternoon, and they
Yeah.
did a great job.
They are a great
Yeah,
band.
they are good.
But
They're
but
good.
listen, Brian, this isn't gonna surprise you at all. There was like 3 or 4 songs where they were completely lip syncing.
Oh boy.
Completely. It was like
Oh, it's so good.
if you're listening, it's not even a question that it was not him singing. It was very obvious,
good.
and that was so. I want to appreciate Levitate for what it is because it's really cool. It's local, and they're like building something cool.
Yeah,
but
I get
when they
that.
started
I get that.
lip singing,
Yeah.
it was kind of just like, all right, are you just trying to play everybody around here? But it works.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe that's falling into that festival of like
Money!
Did you see Corey Wong?
Who's that?
Corey Wong?
I don't know.
He played at Levitate. He plays in that band,
all it's about.
the Fearless Flyers and
For a lot of them.
Wolfpack. You heard of
No, I
Wolfpack?
don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
Wolfpack's great.
Dude,
I'll
the
tell you.
guitar player from Wolfpack played at Levitate.
So
Corey
I
Wong.
saw a
He's
local
fucking
band
crazy.
there.
They got a lot
Mark-
of talent there.
Mark King Band played
No.
there. They're out of Pembroke. They're
Mark King
young
Band.
young guys.
They used to be Quadrafunk.
Quadrafunk. They were out of Plymouth.
Ah.
They
Slightly
rocked
rings
it.
bells.
They absolutely rocked it. Mount Joy was there. They're good. They're nowhere near punk, like not even close, but they're very good, and that was very fun. But they played Friday night and headlined Friday, and then just more and more, it just seemed very commercialized. I
Yeah.
think that's the best way to
Yeah,
put it. It
because
was
they sold
very.
it to Live Nation.
Oh, it's getting more.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Is
Yeah.
that
I grew up with the kid who owns it.
Dan
Yeah.
Hassett?
My parents live across from his parents for
Okay.
the last 40 years.
Oh,
Okay,
no
so-
shit.
Yeah, the
so-
That's
yeah.
oh,
I
the
just-
Hassets.
Yeah.
I just remodeled
Oh,
one of his
shit.
buildings,
Okay.
and
Weren't they like younger than us?
No, so I'm.
they're pretty.
I'm
He's
squished in the
like
middle.
35, 36.
Yeah.
I'm squished in the middle of the 3 brothers.
I remember that.
Danny's 1 year younger than me. Then there's
Yeah.
a brother younger than him. Then there's a brother 1 year older than me.
Ah.
So there's like 3 of them. And I was an only child that grew up like across the street. So I was kind
I
of
always liked that
wedged
house.
in there as like the
Yeah.
fourth
Yeah.
one. And then
Yeah,
like,
you always thought they were
I
annoying.
had a feeling that they were.
Yeah, you thought they were annoying.
No, not annoying. they weren't annoying. They were my neighbors for 40 years.
Yeah.
So we like butted heads.
That'll be
eventually,
annoying.
but,
Annoying.
Like as adults now, it's cool. No,
It is cool. It's you gotta respect.
That is
like,
cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is wild.
Well, we all surfed when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my dad and their dad and we all surfed, and then they fucking just. So they
Did
bought,
something with
this
their
is a crazy
lives.
story.
They
Not
bought,
to- not to
Levitate.
cut you off.
They
Yeah,
bought
bought-
Levitate when
so-
it was above Star Market.
So, well, Bob Pollard was the guy
Yep.
who owned it before, and we used to call him Bob.com because he used to give away all the good
He
surf
just
spots.
passed away.
No, he passed away like 20 years ago.
So okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's-
Another Pollard just passed away.
Oh, okay,
I
maybe his
believe.
wife? Man, I don't know. So Bob was the guy who owned it, and we used to
Yeah.
call him Bob.com because he used to give away all the surf spots on the Nor'easter website back in the day.
Oh no shit.
And he worked at the Bridgeway in Scituate Harbor with
Ah.
Danny, and that's how Danny met him. And then when they eventually, Bob passed away, and he had 2 kids and a wife, and the wife didn't want to run the surf shop. So Dan bought the surf shop off her to like help her out, to be like, look, I always wanted a surf shop. He was basically like a pro surfer when he went
Yeah.
to college in Hawaii, and he came
Yep,
back and he
yep.
was like, I'm gonna buy this surf shop.
Ah.
And I'm not a big like guy about like beyond the grave and shit, but like if you were ever gonna like talk about a story where like something could have happened where like someone from beyond the grave was to
Yeah,
like help
yeah,
him out.
dude, Dan's
Why do you think
killing it.
Levitate got so crazy?
That's
Yeah,
wild.
Dan-
It is kind of crazy.
he's-
That's
it was
wild.
Luminate for a bit.
He's
'cause they got
absolutely
sued.
killing it.
They changed the name. It was called Luminate for a bit, for like a year.
No shit.
They got sued, and then somehow they won the rights back to the name Levitate. It's his wife is super markety.
Oh,
Danny's
wow.
wife is like a crazy marketing.
Yeah.
You know his sister. Emmy
Yeah.
Horton. She worked on way back.
I think her
remember
name's.
Emmy?
I think Dan's
Yeah.
wife's name's Sarah.
Yeah, but her-
Jess. It's Jess.
So her,
It's
there,
Jess.
we know her. Their
Yeah.
sister. She
Okay.
works on films.
That's
and stuff.
right.
No,
Yeah, she
they're
worked on way
cool
back.
and like
No shit.
Yeah, Emmy Horton.
what
yeah.
they're doing
it's
is
a whole small world. Yeah.
It's,
She
it's
was
really
awesome.
cool.
She's
They're-
a cool chick.
Well, her sister Danny's wife's like a marketing genius, and she's a
Yeah.
big part of why Levitate became such a big fucking thing like that.
They're crushing it.
Interesting.
They're
So they-
absolutely crushing
So
it.
Yeah, they
would you
are.
compare their festival to like if you were to go to like Boston Calling or like some like is
So
it that level?
I've been to Bonnaroo.
Okay.
I've
Boston
been
Calling fucking sucks.
No, I know, but is it
not
is it
any
of
good.
that
I would-
level?
I would
Like,
honestly
is the
say
sound system and
the sound-
logistics of the festival good.
The sound's great. I think that the way they run it's great. I think that it could be in a few years. I don't think it's anywhere near done growing.
Would you guys play there? Like if they asked
Oh,
you?
we would love to.
In a
I
Yeah.
think so.
Would you fit
Like,
in
in a
there though? Like
second.
would that be your
I
scene?
think they
we'd,
would.
we'd be a little bit on the heavier side, and
an
we're not a heavy
earlier-
band, especially compared to the groups in
It'd
here.
be fucking great.
But I think it would be really cool.
Do you think?
Like what band would you want to scoop you guys up on like a tour right now? Like is there a band that you would be like,
Good
yo?
question.
I mean, I feel that might be a different answer for all three of us.
Yeah.
I would fucking love. This is like probably taking your question
But
to the extreme.
give
but
me the band that you think that you would work the best. Not just because like you have a boner for a certain.
Take
band,
his
but, like-
question to the extreme.
I'm gonna take his question to the extreme. I would love to play with like Cage the Elephant.
Oh, no
I would
shit.
love-
Oh,
Did
yeah,
they still
that's
play?
Oh,
Oh
totally.
yeah, they just came out with a new album. Yeah.
Oh,
Ne-
wow.
Neon
Turbo
Pill.
Negro.
Turbo
Did they-
Negro.
Yo.
Hell
Turbo
yeah!
Negro, nice,
Fuck yeah.
nice,
Fuck
nice.
yeah! Great.
Who was the other band? Ethan.
If
So-
Marky was here, he'd be.
Ethan-
Yeah, he would. He'd be
Do you guys-
coming.
What's
do
the
you guys-
guy's name that died? Hank.
Hank.
Hank's
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Ethan.
Oh,
fucking-
remember Turbo Negro died?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Hank, the guy, the main singer.
No shit.
Yeah.
I
So,
didn't know that.
I love the way that he would play live.
So
Dude,
good.
they're so
Just
talented.
unhinged.
Yeah, they're
He's my
rad.
sort of
It's
shit.
like a band you watch and you're like, fuck, I wish I was in that band. Like,
Yep.
I want to play in that.
Dude,
Shoving
Cage the
fireworks
Elephant.
up
Cage
my
the
fucking
Elephant,
ass. lighting
They're
them
good
off.
writers, man.
All right, you're losing me now, but
And they're one of those bands where they kind of proved themselves how they could play.
They're
15
good
or
writers.
20
Wait, that's a
years
band?
ago.
Cage the Elephant.
I thought
Dude,
that was a guy.
No,
I'm not
great,
gonna lie, I thought that was a
great
guy.
writer, man.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
So that's
Oh,
like,
it's like one of
Dude,
those.
that
that's-
album,
that's so far gone,
Like
and
a
I would bet
Citizen
money
Cope.
that he
Probably hates it.
He probably
Yeah,
hates
Dude,
it.
that
That's
album
big,
is
got
really
that.
It's a great album. That's
fucking
Cage the
good,
Elephant.
man.
But
yeah,
they-
he's
so they
a
came out-
really good writer.
They came out with Mellophobia.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
Mellophobia is
Awesome
nasty.
album. They just came out with Neon Pill.
I
and it's
haven't heard
it's
it.
a great album.
No shit,
Yeah, and
dude.
it's-
I put that guy up like
He's
with
good.
with like Modest Mouse, the Pixies.
writer.
Dude, that dude is a
Even better.
fucking great writer, man.
What about you? What band?
Oh, it's a tough one. I mean, they both just said such good ones. I mean,
Yeah, you like Cage the
Probably-
Elephant?
oh,
and
I
Turbo
love
Negro.
both. I
Yeah,
wasn't
the
expecting Turbo
Negro is
Negro, but
fucking
like,
great.
goddamn,
Yeah,
especially
that
that
was
first
a
album
great
is
call.
killer.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking like
Um,
what your band would like if there was like a production team like booking a tour, like what would you fit in with?
Like,
Brian, I suggest you
pre-
hear more Cage the Elephant.
Pre
You'd like it.
AM
I know them.
Arctic
They're
Monkeys.
nasty.
Ooh,
I know.
okay. Yeah.
I'd say like before, because AM they slowed way the fuck down.
Yeah.
I feel, but like
Interesting.
before
Arctic
that, like
Monkeys.
when they had
Arctic-
the
Arctic-
or you know who else? Like maybe Fratellis.
You guys know fuck.
You thinking of the album?
No, I'm thinking of I gotta look him up. This is
I'm
embarrassing, but
thinking of a color.
Stillness.
Take it.
It sounded like that song you played was in like 3/4.
Twisted Wheel.
Twisted
You
Wheel.
guys know Twisted Wheel?
No.
They would be.
No.
We would definitely mesh well with
Thank you.
Twisted Wheel.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's like they're like a British punk kind
Yeah.
of band, Twisted
Yeah.
Wheel.
I like that. Twisted Wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Twisted Wheel is fucking.
Give me the
great.
trash.
Blue Collars.
Fuck yeah, man.
Give me the
What's
trash.
like? Do you
Um,
guys have like a list, like goals? Like what's on the list? Like what do you guys like got left to check off in the near future, like ascertainably?
Release the album.
What are
Yes,
your,
yeah.
what are
Absolutely.
Release the album's big. I really want to.
Get back
When's it
into
gonna
Are you
happen?
doing all
Get a
the-
good run of shows is really it. If we
yeah.
can get like a
Yeah.
good like, because we're looking at stuff for September right now, and if we can get like a September, October, November, December, like really at least one or maybe two, like each
Yeah.
month where we could really have like a nice solid run up would be pretty sick.
Have you guys like got Are you linked up with any other local bands?
No.
Like, do you? No.
Nope.
How
We're
recently.
working on it.
Yeah,
We're
gotta
working
get
on
out
it.
there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We spent, so we've been, this last album took us about 2 or 3 years to like really lock in and get recorded and mastered. And we just wanted to focus on that. And we played a little bit in that time, but now we're at that point where we're ready to play again. And we've been trying to build that foundation. You know, like we want to get back into playing more and more, but we wanted that. I don't know. I don't know if it's that we wanted that album, but it just kind of made sense with what was going on with the band and our individual lives and what we were doing. And it was like, all right, we can either spread our focus out and try to do like 3 or 4 things, or we can focus on one. And we focused on one, and we got that album made. And we even had the discussion of like, do we make an EP or do we make an album? And it was like, fuck it. We're recording. Let's make a fucking album. We have an album. Let's make an album. And it was a little scary because it's like, well, it would be nice to record an EP and then have something to record an album. But like we're halfway through another one, you know?
Yeah.
And it allowed that time to like get those songs locked in, go record them, get them refined and all that stuff. And it's honestly, it's been probably 1.5 years since we had enough for an album.
Are you
And
doing like DIY promotion too? Like you doing it all yourself? Like are you
there's
taking
no
advantage of
there
social
hasn't been
media and
there
shit?
hasn't been any of that, and that's where we're at now. Where like where we talked about this last night at practice, like we're ready to do that, but it hasn't happened yet.
You just haven't like. But you will. But basically, you won't like reach out to anybody to do that. You'll be doing all that stuff.
I
Like,
think
we'll
so.
do it
Yeah,
ourselves
yeah,
online.
we'll do it ourselves.
promoting yourselves and stuff.
We're at an
We
authentic
have
spot where
we have a problem. I think not really a problem, but
could be.
Elaborate.
with
Problem. Go.
failing disingenuous with social media and whatnot. We're very
We don't want to
We're
be
very-
posting something for nothing. Like
we're very
everything needs a
emotional
reason,
people.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah.
sort of thing.
You don't
But,
want to
like,
get
there's
caught
a-
up in
there's-
that like
yeah,
just
but-
revolving system of bullshit.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't want to just hey, we're alive and here's like a stupid video of like something that's completely unrelated. Or
But you're
something
open
like
to
that.
using that to your advantage.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
social
but
media stuff.
but
gotta be
kind
the
of like
right
what
way.
we've been working on, or maybe unintentionally, is we're a very genuinely meshable group. I would say. I'd say that we genuinely like to play together, and we don't want to let ulterior motives kind of cloud that. And but also you have to fight that balance of like, all right, well, if you have certain goals, there's a way to go about that, and there's a way to promote it. And part of that now is social media. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to promote it, you kind of you know,
It's-
you
it's
got to be
useful.
vulnerable.
It's useful.
Yeah, it is, but you have
It's
to
a
be
necessary
vulnerable, and
evil.
you got to be ready to put that shit out there. And like, you might knock out a few people that might listen to you if you
Yeah.
don't put it out there. But
Do you guys do shit like when you're not playing? Do you like bro out and like fucking play disc golf or some weird shit?
We
Like,
could
what do you
get
guys do?
together.
Like, do you have like group hobbies that you do? Like me and my band,
we
we go
play
out and get
D&D.
pizza, like, and do dumb shit like that. Like,
we get together. It's tough. He's got a family now.
oh, copy
so
that.
Yeah.
We've grown a lot.
blame me.
I think over
Do you have like individual hobbies that you're like super into? Like,
Oh yeah.
what's your like thing that's not music? Like,
Fishing.
I
music or
love
fucking
surfing and skiing.
surfing and skiing,
Surfing and
Fishing.
fishing,
Fishing.
probably writing.
Manchester United,
Oh yeah.
fucking
Writing.
United, the
Yeah,
red fucking
yeah.
Devils, eh?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
Magic
it's like
the
it's
Gathering.
it's hard to feel non-pretentious promoting the stuff, but I don't know. I think we're getting to that spot where we have enough with us that it's getting easier to be like, all right, it's
Yeah.
time to just put it out there, and like we're doing this. This is cool.
Yeah, you guys
This is
get
awesome.
Well, you guys get a good balance, and like you've been around together long enough where you know each other. You're comfortable.
Oh, we
with
definitely know each other.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know each other. Yeah.
Right on, man. So you guys are gonna release the album. When is that gonna come out?
Haven't picked a solidified date yet, but within the next couple weeks, we're gonna be putting it
Okay.
out.
So like it's sometime in August.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome,
absolutely.
awesome. And where can people see you? Where do you guys have any shows booked or?
We're working on it. We are hoping to have something together in September. But we're kind of waiting on hearing from a couple people because we got to put a bill together. We don't have that network together yet where we can just say, hey, we got a couple bands to play with.
Sure.
So it's kind of like you reach out to a couple places and they're like, all right, you got anybody to play with? You got to
Yeah.
pull at least 75, 85 people.
Yeah.
Should
And-
like
and,
go
we're-
to more shows and like network with other bands.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
talk to other bands
Yeah,
after their
definitely.
set that you think are good and
So
be like, hey, here's our shit.
I actually called, so that Mark King band that we saw, I saw them at Levitate. They were they killed it. So we
Awesome.
reached out to a place to play. Just said, hey, we're looking to play more, and we have an album coming out. Here's the album cover. Here's 3 of our songs, which I sent to Brian, and he actually answered me that night, and he said, we have a spot for you in September if you can find a couple bands.
Nice.
So I reached out to the Mark King band,
Nice.
and
Nice.
I just called him. He answered the phone, which is really cool because
Oh.
I just thought it was cool. He answered the phone. He talked to me,
That's
and
dope.
we sent him a few songs. Haven't heard back. Followed up with him today.
You guys will hear back.
Yeah, we might. We
Yeah.
might not, and that's
Yeah, you
all
might
good.
not. Well, yeah, whatever. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We're pressed against time because of the space we have available on a hard drive for our show because
Fuck
we're
yeah.
cheap fucks.
No, it's
But
not
we're
the
like-
hard drive. It's uploading to Spotify.
Yeah, I guess the problem is uploading to Spotify. Either way. Thank you for
Excuses,
doing this.
excuses.
Thank you.
You guys have an
Absolutely. Thank
album
you so
coming out.
fucking much.
My Big Fat Brain.
Me and my fat brain.
Me and my fat brain. Sorry, man.
It's okay. Everybody
Yeah.
says me and my big fat
Yeah.
brain.
All right. Yeah.
Big fat.
It's coming out this August. You guys gotta,
Yes, sir.
you guys gotta be playing the local circuit. You should be. You're fucking awesome, and I can't wait to hear your album. And I hope you send me shit before anyone else gets to hear it.
We will.
I want to feel special.
absolutely will.
Absolutely.
We'll listen to it after we close this podcast out if you want to.
Fuck yeah! No, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
Let's
right,
do it.
yeah.
Hard Rock Life. Thanks,
Hard
guys.
Rock Life.
Thank
Shout
you.
out Andrew
Thank
from
you.
America.
Wait,
Thanks
you
for the
gotta
shout
say
out. Thank you, Scott Ray. Thank you
For-
for Coach Judy.
Scott.
For
Thank
Coach
you, guys.
Judy.